An early first-round exit from last year's playoffs has set in the stomachs of Bulls fans, the Birmingham staff, and especially the players for 6 months. And quite honestly, I felt like I had eaten a bad piece of fish and haven't been able to get rid of it since April. But tonight, a new year begins. Tonight, a new season begins. And a renewed hope that this is finally the year that the Birmingham Bulls cross the finish line, not in the regular season in first place, but winning our first championship ever. Hello again, everyone. Jody Chernesky here tonight from the Pelham Civic Complex as the 2024-25 season finally gets underway. Intra-state rival Huntsville, once again, will be the opponent for the season opener. Last year, Huntsville came in on the first game of the season and defeated the Birmingham Bulls 2-1 in a very exciting, entertaining season opener for both teams before the Bulls went on to win a regular season championship and the top overall seed in the playoffs. Problem is, Evansville did not care that we finished first, and they beat us 2-1. Okay, tonight, Greg Dreveny is next door in the arena as the University of Alabama hockey team is playing Auburn. Tonight, an old buddy of mine I haven't seen, I don't know how long. I don't want to say back to the 90s, but it may have been. But Mike Zaruna, the old assistant coach and head coach of the Birmingham Bulls back in the 90s, is going to sit in with me and try his best, I guess, to let you know what's going on behind the scenes like Greg did. But if anybody can do it, Z is what I'll call him. That's his nickname, can do it. I tried to get you last year, Z, several times when Drev was off with the Alabama hockey team. But you always big-leagued me. You always blew me off.
You know what? I really do think that one time I was ill, and then there was another time, Jody, allegedly you tried to get me, and Drev didn't let me know that you were trying to get me. So that's probably why you missed me.
I'm not kidding. I tried my best.
No,
it's very difficult. I know a lot of people don't believe this when I tell you, but when you're up here for 2.5, 3 hours, and you're by yourself, and you're constantly talking, your throat eventually gives out.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
It's very difficult to do by myself. I don't like doing it by myself. A lot of announcers do. So I'm glad you're here tonight and give us some insight as to what's going on. Tonight's a really special night here at the Pelham Civic Complex. It's for you and me and several others we've already seen in attendance last night at a dinner and tonight at the arena. They're coming by and saying hello. But the Birmingham Bulls all-time leading scorer, and in my opinion, from 1990 on, I have to discount the WHA days because that's a different era. But in my opinion, the greatest hockey player to ever put on a Birmingham Bulls uniform, Jamie Hicks, will be honored tonight. His jersey will be retired, and I can't think of a better player and a better person to have that kind of an honor.
Oh, I agree, and I think, you hit on it. Like, Hicksy not only is a really good hockey player, was a really good hockey player. He brought this team back here with Art, seven short years ago, it seems, Jody, and you think about him as a person and a leader and someone who's always out there trying to make the people around him better. And this couldn't be a better honor for him and his family. And the girls are here with the boys. They're newborns. I think they're 9 months and 8 months, or 9 months.
I think
and
they're
6.
2 or 3 months apart. I believe what they told me. So 9 months and 6 months. And that was my first time to see his grandchildren last night. He saw my grandchildren tonight. My daughter, who's here in attendance, used to babysit his kids back in the 90s. So, I mean, it is a familial thing tonight, and it really feels that way. I don't want to say it feels like we're in the 90s again because we're old, and we're not in the 90s. But it does give me that warm feeling that, hey, I know everybody here.
Look, we're no spring chickens, but we do have some good memories of Hicksy, and we've got some really recent memories of Hicksy. And Hicksy did a hell of a job here bringing the first SPHL team here with Art 7 years ago, and then a couple years later, he goes to the finals and gets beat by this very Huntsville Havoc team, which year in and year out just always put a good product on the ice. And you even alluded to last year, I think they had 30 wins. They beat us in our barn 2-1 on the home opener last year.
They made it to the finals last year before bowing out to Peoria, riding on the back of their goaltender, who we'll see tonight, and Mike Robinson. We'll get into all that later. But before the game starts tonight, Jamie Hicks has been up here. He'll be joining us a little bit later on. I'm not sure when. The fans may not let him get up here. If you haven't noticed, everywhere he's walked, somebody's grabbing him.
Yeah, he gets recognized everywhere. And, you know, he's such a gentleman, right? And
Yeah.
he'll stop and have a conversation and just be as humble and congenial as the person that lives next door. Just a great, great individual.
You know, I've got a lot of stories back in the 90s, especially when we were on the road. But I will say this about Jamie Hicks. I never saw him do anything that would have remotely, you guys as coaches, you and Dennis DeRozier as coaches, question, what are you doing, Hicksy? He never was in any trouble.
No.
He was the consummate leader.
Yeah, though Hicksy in trouble, those two words never came up in the same sentence. And, you know, he really took care of the players, and he took the players under his wing. We talked about Rob DeSantis earlier today. Desi was a young player coming out of the O, and some of the other younger kids coming out too. Kevin Pop, Dennis Pinfold. Hicksy was a great leader for those guys, and you know, he helped sculpt some of those guys as hockey players, what they did for us, not only on the ice but off the ice. That's a big deal.
Yeah,
you've got to be a really good citizen in the city within which you live, and Hicksy exemplified that.
You know, you were talking about leadership and being a great leader for the young guys and such. There's one player that I'll always remember when he came into the Bulls as a rookie that Hicksy, Jamie Hicks that is, took under his wing. And I hope he's here tonight. I haven't seen him. I did see him at the exhibition game last week, and I saw him at the premiere of Back to Birmingham. If you don't know about that, backtobirmingham.com. Go check it out. It's a documentary on last season's Birmingham Bulls. But I'm talking about Craig Lutz. Craig was, I believe he actually lived with Jamie when he first came to Birmingham, but I do know for a fact that Hicksy took Craig Lutz under his wing and molded him into something as well.
Yeah, they had a really strong bond. You know, Lutzy, if I recall, Lutzy played on the right side with Bousquet and Belanger.
You got a great memory because I
Do
don't
you remember
that.
What a line that was? And that was Bousquet had a bang-up year that year. And I give Dennis DeRozier a lot of credit for that, because Rosie goes into Hampton Roads camp, and Bousquet wasn't the kind of player that, I'm trying to think of the coach right now in Hampton Roads, but...
Was it Brophy then?
It was Brof, yes,
Yeah.
It was Brof, and Brof didn't want the guy, and he gets waived, and Rosie and I are sitting in the office one day, and he goes, Z, claim him. I'm like, all right, I'll claim him. Why are we claiming him? And he told me, and then Boost came in and just lit it up. But yeah, Lutzy was on the right side, number 32, good receiving end of that line.
And Brophy, of course, was a coach here in Birmingham back in the World Hockey Association days. He's my favorite coach. He also coached my Leafs at one time.
Yes.
And we won't get into the horrible life I've had as a Toronto Maple Leaf fan. But I will say I love John Brophy to death, but he just let an ECHL Hall of Famer and Danny Bousquet go. Just wait.
He did. And, you know, it's funny. I was listening to the NHL, the Sirius channel, whatever that is, and I listen to that quite often. They interviewed a guy that used to play for Brof, and they went out to see Brof in Nova Scotia, and I guess he's in an assisted living facility or something like that. And as all these players come walking up to him, he's sitting outside in his wheelchair. He starts screaming at the nurses, "See, I told you I used to coach in the NHL. These are the players."
He's the one that I'll never forget. That maybe it was Glenn Sonmore. No, I think it was Brophy. Brophy had this thing with Jacques Demers. And Jacques Demers was the coach of the Cincinnati Stingers in the WHA, Brof with the Birmingham Bulls. Then Jacques Demers went on to the NHL, and Brof, of course, with the Leafs. Brof, back then, the benches in the NHL at Maple Leaf Gardens, you could walk behind them. The fans were walking behind the bench. You could tap a player on the shoulder. Brophy threatened to go down and rip the mustache right off of Jacques Demers' lips. Hockey game. I really miss those days. We don't have colorful coaches like that anymore.
Hey, well, I can tell you a Dennis DeRozier story close to that. And we were in Louisville one night, and we Dennis Pinfold and Kevin Pop were running guys over and beating them up in the first period. Our locker room was literally almost in the lobby.
Remember, it was a horrible building.
It was a horrible building, but the door opened out. It didn't open in. So Rosie and I went in, dressed the team after the first period. I think we're up 3-1 or 3-0. We walk out, and some guy goes, "DeRozier, your team's nothing but a bunch of thugs and goons." And Rosie opens the door, grabs the guy by the back and throws him in the room, says, "Don't tell me, tell them." He shuts the door, and then he holds the door closed.
That sounds like exactly something that Dennis DeRozier would do. I wish he was here tonight. Really do.
I do too. So I'll tell you, Hicksy's reaction to that, I asked him after the game, he goes, all of a sudden some dude's standing in our locker room banging on the door to get out, and we're all sitting there wondering, what the heck's going on here? Poor guy didn't know what hit him.
Oh, if he had only known, he would have never even spoken with Dennis DeRozier. We've had some really good hockey people here, you know?
Yeah.
And the history of hockey in Birmingham, I hope it lasts forever. And I'm just a small part of it, but I'm glad I am. And knowing all the people that I do know, including yourself.
You think prior to Dennis you had a legend, Phil Roberto.
Yeah.
Running
I
the
worked with
hockey
Phil
team.
for years, and
Yes.
what a great guy. Won a Stanley Cup on Montreal Canadiens, and brought his knowledge here. I haven't even given the starting lineup yet, and we're about to have the national anthem. I will get into that. Let me go ahead and give you the referees tonight. It's Derek Calise. The linesman is Ross Cromaldi and Dan Sardini. Starting goalies for Birmingham, Hayden Stewart came in last year with a 26-7-4-2 record, 2.14 goals against, and a .925 save percentage. Mike Robinson in net for the Huntsville Havoc. He came in late in the year, and as I said, he took them all the way to the finals. A 6-2-0 record, 2.28 goals against, and a .925 save percentage. Mike, these are going to be two of the best goalies in the league this year.
I
We're going to see tonight.
I agree.
As the Huntsville Havoc make their way out on the ice, led by starting goaltender Robinson. Birmingham's already out on the ice. As we get set for action, I'll give you the starting lineups as soon as the national anthem is over. And then we're set for hockey, finally, for the 2024-2025 hockey season. And here we are for the national anthem.
Rise and join Jessica Muse for the singing of our national anthem, brought to you by the Flooring Gurus.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Starting lineups tonight, first for the visiting Huntsville Havoc. Defensively, Don Procopio. He'll be out along with Charlie Risk. That's a heck of a name for a defenseman, huh? Charlie Risk. Up front, Buster Larson, the former Bull, along with Cole Reginato and Phil Elkston. For Birmingham, Coach Simchuk has jostled up the lines from last Saturday night's exhibition game with Pensacola. Tonight, Colton Olenek will be out with McGregor Sinclair and Troy McTavish. Defensively, Matt Clark and Ryan Romeo. You're going to see a treat tonight if you're a Birmingham fan. If you're not, it may be what will eventually be a nightmare. Birmingham has a line, I believe, Simchuk's going to put out there that's going to consist of Nikita Kozarev, along with the two new rookies from Belarus, Phil and Kip Ledzianko. And if that's the line he puts out there, I don't know how you stop these kids from not scoring. I'm telling you, you're in for a treat when you see these two twins, the Ledzianko brothers, Phil and Kip. They've been playing on the same line together since they were 4 years old. They can close their eyes and connect tape to tape on their passes. It's incredible to watch them play. Now they're out with a sniper and another puck feeder in Kozarev. I can't wait to see that line.
So my question to you is, are you going to call them Phil and Kip, or are you going to go with the 4-syllable
You know what? We
last
talked
word?
about that the other night. I should have checked back and see how they handled the Sedin twins, but I didn't go back and listen. I'm just going to go by their last name, and when some of them does something, one of them does something that is, I'll go ahead and clarify which one it was. But we're about set to action. It's finally crowd into it as the Birmingham Bulls and Huntsville Havoc open the SPHL season for 2024 and 25. Larson lost it. Olenek takes it away. Gives it back to McTavish. His shot is wide. Bulls pick the rebound up. Back at the point. Clark has it. His shot deflected away, and Huntsville comes the other way. Just underway here in Pelham. No score. Off the near boards in the Bull zone. Birmingham has it. Can't get it out. Poke free. That's Elkstrom has it. Takes a shot. Stewart with the save. And he'll just gobble the rebound up in his pads and hold on.
Yeah, it was a little advised going to the middle there, especially when you didn't have anybody moving through the center of the zone, but they picked that off pretty quickly, and really good stop. You know, Stewart's always right on top of his crease. He's always right in front of the action, knows where he needs to be, and just, you know, he's really tough to beat, Jody.
All right, right now it looks like Gillespie will be out with the Ledzianko brothers. Kyler Matthews defensively along with Ken Dorsey, I apologize. Matt Dorsey out for Birmingham. Be his first game as a Birmingham Bull, all 6'4", 220 pounds of him, something we've been lacking for 2 years, size at the back end. Here comes Birmingham, 3-on-2 if they hurry. Ledzianko gives it to Gillespie. In front, looking for a deflection, goes through the crease. Loose puck picked up by Finstrom, and he gets ahead to Matt Allen. Allen gets away from Dorsey, pokes it into the near corner. Sent around the far boards. Gillespie poked it free, but not out. Kept alive momentarily by Huntsville, and Birmingham clears. That's Ledzianko. He'll go off for a change, sends it into the far corner, picked up by Elkstrom, Doug that is. And Huntsville will maintain control in their own zone. McCabe has it behind his own net. Looks for an outlet pass. Tries to get it up free for Zonic, just out of his reach into the Bull zone. Penalties coming up, and this one I believe is going to be on Huntsville. The referee's arm is up, and he's at the Huntsville bench. Z, did you see what happened or what the deal is?
I didn't have to. I was following that play. I thought with the stretch of the zone that he was going to make that red line and it was going to be something. So
well, I guess it's not a penalty. Nobody's going to the box, but the referee had his arm up. Again, sometimes.
You know what he's doing? He's just telling them they can't change, making sure
okay.
they knew that.
So it was an icing call that comes back
yep.
in the Huntsville zone. Off the draw, puck loose in the near face-off circle, still free. Banked off the glass out by the Havoc, and the puck comes all the way back in on Stewart. Sticks it aside for Brierly behind his own net. Watched by Zonic in front of Stewart. Pass up to Carson Rose. First shift of the night for Carson. For Drake Glover. Had 2 goals the other night in the exhibition game. Behind the net is played loose at the side of the net. Poked into the corner. Brierly keeps it alive for the Bulls. Played behind the net. Don Procopio backhands one for Zonic. Intercepted. Look out. Kozarev has it. Tried to feed it. Couldn't do it. There's a shot whistled wide by Romeo. Puck comes all the way out for Zonic, who clears the zone. Romeo has it. Tried to set it up for Olenek. Couldn't find the mark. Loose puck now comes back into the Huntsville zone. Olenek has it. Backhands one down low. That's Bennett.
That's a good keep. That's a good step down.
Now off the side, that's Reginato with the puck. We have to keep an eye on him. He's not ashamed to drop the gloves, Cole Reginato, but this year's Birmingham Bulls team has a little bit different look as far as fisticuffs go. I believe you'll see that tonight. Higgins watches the play behind the net. That's Charlie Risk with the puck. Headman's a pass through center ice, intercepted by Romeo, and the Bulls have control. Matt Clark centers. He comes down into the zone. Now Birmingham was in off the play as Gillespie was just a stride or two in before the puck crossed, so offside is the call against the Bulls.
So I think we're going to have to take note, Jody. You saw that control breakout where they stretched the zone with the left winger. They did a double swing on the right-hand side, and at the same time, the left winger comes down for a one-touch as the 2 guys swing and come with speed. We'll have to watch that develop.
Draw just outside the blue line of Huntsville. They'll control it. Tipped into the Bull zone near corner. No icing. Birmingham had it momentarily, intercepted by Phil Elkston. or Doug Elkston, that is. I apologize. Ledzianko has it. Again, I don't like when I see that puck crossing into the center ice spot. I'd hate those passes in your own zone, Z, that go right through the slot.
Well, unless it's 4 feet in the air and hard, then it's probably not a good
Just bank
play.
it off the glass or the boards and be done with it. Whipped around the boards by Kyler Matthews for Gillespie. Gives it up to Rhodes. Watch out. Carson Rhodes brings it in. Takes a shot off the post. Rose's first shot on goal, well, it actually wasn't a shot on goal, it was on the post, but almost found the mark as icing is called on Huntsville.
What a release. You know, that's one thing I noticed about him. That he's a great skater. He sees the ice well, but he knows when he shoots that puck where it's going, and he's got a sneaky release on him, and he beat the goalie clean. It's too bad it hit the post, but what a good play.
Simchuk and Kerr dancing around with the lines, mixing them up. Now Rose is out. Looks like with Kozarev and Glover. Kozarev can feed Glover all night long as he did last year. Draw in the Huntsville zone. We'll do it again. Glover in the draw for Birmingham. Allen for Huntsville controls. They'll bank it off the boards and back into the Bull zone. Escapes Parker Allison. Whistle blows. I guess the puck hit someone on the Huntsville bench.
Well, I'll tell you, Jody, this is shaping up. This is going to be a fast game.
Yeah.
And, look at the NHL the last few years and how fast that game is getting, and everything trickles down, right? I think 7 years ago when Jamie Hicks first started this team here with Art, what this looked like and what the caliber of play looked like. And it's a lot faster game now. A lot of really good hockey players out there across the country.
Ben Higgins out for Birmingham along with McTavish. Allison on defense with Brierly. Near side Olenek. Ben Higgins is a player that Greg Dreveny found and recommended to Craig Simchuk, and he made the team. Off the draw, there's a shot. Never made it through. Rebound score! The puck hit someone in front. Bounced loose. Picked up by Olenek, who buried it, and Birmingham takes the lead 1-0.
What a good follow on that. He made that shot right off the pad. Goalie's kind of trying to go down in the butterfly. Rebound comes out. We got a man in front taken by the D-man, and then unfortunately for the Havoc, they didn't pick the shooter up, followed the shot, and went in the net. Nice goal.
Olenek was just there, put it top shelf near side over the right shoulder of Robinson, and Birmingham takes a 1-0 lead. Back to action, puck sent into the Bull zone. That goal comes at about, I didn't see the time, it's 4:10, I believe, of the first period. Birmingham has the puck at center ice as Taylor Brierly brings it in the Huntsville zone. Puts the brakes on, circles back to the blue line, backhanded in front. Just deflected up high and wide. McTavish had a shot at it, but it went over the net. Now Jonic sends one into the Bull zone where it's corralled by Birmingham. Far boards. Here's the call of the goal.
Hicks Colton Olenek. His first goal as a Bull, his first goal of the season. Goal scored at 4 minutes of the first period, and first Bulls goal scored by number 26, Colton Olenek.
It's Olenek, not Olenek. I'll have to correct Pat on that.
Well, you corrected me earlier, so yeah, why not correct him?
That's okay, and I thought they would at least get an assist on that from the original shot, but I guess it hit a Huntsville player. So it's an unassisted goal?
Well, that was his shot, though, that he followed up for
so
the
he
rebound.
followed his own shot, okay.
Yeah, good play by him.
Troy McTavish.
McTavish on the assist. That's okay. Back to action in the Huntsville zone. Puck carried out by Huntsville. That's Allen, or excuse me, that was Elkston. Phil sends it in, and from behind, a big hit on Matt Clark for Birmingham. Slow to get up. He took a shoulder to the middle of his back and face first into the boards by Phil Elkston. And we'll have to keep an eye on Clark as he skates to the Bulls bench. He took a nasty hit there. I don't know if you saw it, Z.
I did, and he had just gapped up and made a really good play and stood that kid up, and then he gets hit from behind.
There's a shot taken just through the crease. Never made it through to Stewart. Huntsville has it. That's McCabe. He sends a shot deflected by Glover wide. Huntsville maintains control in the Bulls zone. Near side. McCabe in front, looking for a deflection from Elkston. He got it. Save made by Stewart, and the puck cleared. Steered into the corner. Elkston has it. Taken away by Glover, but not out. Palmer keeps it alive. Mason Palmer now behind the net. Huntsville's buzzing. In front. There was Elkston there. Puck loose. Picked up in the slot and cleared. by Birmingham. Huntsville wastes no time, brings it right back in, but off the stick of Doug Elsom, and Brierly calmly clears it down. Mason Palmer back to pick it up for Huntsville. And icing is called.
Icing Bulls brought to you by Restore Hyper
This play is
Wellness,
picked
and
up.
this
There's some
brings
skating
us to
going
the
on out
UAB
here.
relay
there's
race.
some good
We're
puck
gonna get our
movement too. You know,
contestants
one
hopefully to
thing
head out
that
on
we
the
just saw there was really ill-advised play when we had full possession in the middle of the ice. After a couple of breakdowns, we were running around. Then we get full possession. Next thing you know, we put it on their tape, and Stewie had to come up really big there. They had traffic in front of the net.
Well, I'm still wanting to know how Matt Clark, the defenseman for Birmingham, is. I'm telling you, he got up very, very slowly from a hit here on the half wall nearest to us in the Birmingham zone, and Elkston put his shoulder right in the middle of his shoulder blades, driving him face first into the boards. I've never taken anything like that, but it can't feel all that good.
Yeah, he went off very gingerly. You can tell he was feeling it for sure.
Right now, defensively for Birmingham, I see Taylor Brierly out, as we'll have a face-off in the Bulls zone. Looks like Parker Allison will be Brierly's partner defensively, so Clark still on the bench. He is over, at least hanging over the boards watching the action, and I don't see a trainer there with him, so maybe he's okay.
It's hockey, not soccer, Jody.
Yeah, no kidding. Connor Fries on the draw for Huntsville wins it, but Birmingham takes it away, and Charlie Risk has it. Banks one near side. Fries, cross-ice pass. Couldn't connect. Now it's loose there along the boards. Sinclair chips it in behind the net. Going in after it, McTavish. Pokes it free, near corner. Now the fighting for the puck takes place. McTavish knocks his man. Can't get the puck away, though, as Janic backhands one to center ice. 13:18 to go, first period. Birmingham with a 1-0 lead off the goal by Colton Olenek, his first game as a Birmingham Bull. Spent last year in France, before that a year in Pensacola. Behind the net. Backhands one up. Look out. Here comes Elkston. He's got Buster Larson, the former Bull, with him. Played behind the net. Stewart tries to clear himself. Now Ledzianko with a big hit there on for Risk. Birmingham's Gillespie comes away with the puck. Far side takes a shot, goes wide. Ledzianko will keep it alive for the Bulls. In front, deflected just wide. Elkston clears for Huntsville, and Matt Clark, good to see, back on the ice. Puck cleared into the Huntsville zone. Through center ice. Back into the Bull zone. Finstrom stood up there by Kyler Matthews, who has the puck, and he'll just clear it.
Very good gap control so far, Jody, in the neutral zone, and this is for game one. You know, this is really good to see.
Behind the net, Stewart backhands 1-4. Kyler Matthews out of his reach. Played there by Finstrom. He'll send it near side. McCabe has it, pinches in from the point, drops it back for Elkston. Takes a shot, deflected. That may have got a piece of the post. Birmingham clears it if we hurry. 3-on-2. Carson Rose has it near boards. Drops it, poked away from him. Matt Allen picks the puck up. And Birmingham and Huntsville change lines. Taylor Brierly in his own zone. Skates through center ice, still with the puck. Brierly dumps it in deep. He'll give chase. McGregor Sinclair knocks it free for McTavish. Back at the point, Allison takes a shot, easily gloved by Robinson. Saw it the whole way, no traffic in front. So we'll hold on and have a face-off in the Bull zone, or in the Huntsville zone.
You know, I think if you notice Gillespie out here, Gillespie seems to be flying. He's wheeling all over the ice and just looks like he's ready to go tonight. Good to see. Michael
Gillespie spent most of last year in the ECHL. If you can remember, 2 years ago, he was knocked almost unconscious in the Roanoke finals here in this building. As Brierly with a shot, just stared aside by Robinson. But it's good to see Gillespie back. He was in camp in the ECHL, and quite honestly, I know for a fact he wanted to come back to Birmingham. He was done with the ECHL. So I'm glad to see him back, and I'm glad to see that step in his game. He looks like the old Michael Gillespie.
Says a lot about Birmingham, too, and just the city and the fact that he wants to come back here.
Janic with a shot off the glove of Stewart, picked up by the Bulls. Ledzianko had it, gives it ahead to his brother. Loose puck at center ice. Cleared near side for Benito Poza. Brings it into the Bull zone. Poza puts the brakes on. He has it taken away by Ledzianko to his brother. He sends it around behind the net. Big hit there by Ledzianko, the rookie.
He just ran him over, Jody.
He took out Terry Ryder, dropped through the slot, a shot, stick save. Stewart goes to the far corner, played behind the net. He'll try and wrap around. Backhand shot, save made by Stewart. He had that 5-hole mark, but Stewart had to stick down. Reginato loses the puck, comes back to center ice. They'll bring it back into the Bull zone. Look out, cuts in front, save again, pass save, skate save by Stewart. Loose puck picked up by the Bulls. They'll clear. McCabe had it almost awake by Kozarev. Here he comes, Nikita Kozarev. Couldn't get the shot off, he was hit from behind, look out. Here we go, Palmer that is, hit him from behind, no call. Bulls keep it alive in the zone. Comes around near side. Palmer takes a hit. Birmingham keeps it alive. That's Carson Rose. He'll take a hit from Palmer. Larson now takes the hit. This is getting to be a very entertaining hockey game. Kozarev with Rose. Kozarev for Rose. Score! Nikita Kozarev with a beautiful touch pass to Carson Rose. Made one move and slid it backhand. Far side Birmingham up 2-0.
Yeah, that's a real ill-advised giveaway in the neutral zone, and they paid big time for it. And you know, prior to that play, Kozarev goes in. He's all alone. He got hooked.
Yeah,
and,
he did.
You know, you saw it, I saw it, and everybody else in the building did, but it wasn't called. So.
Well, after the hook, he got nailed from behind into the crossbar.
He sure did, and well, they made him pay. And what a good finish by Rose. Silk hands. Forehand, backhand, and Robinson didn't have a chance. Good goal.
Well, we know that'll be Rose's first of the year of many. We know Kozarev gets the primary assist. Here's the rest of the calls.
His first goal of the season, the assist, number 7, Nikita Kozarev, and number 74, Kyler Matthews. And first Bull
on the secondary assist. That's great to see. Birmingham just halfway through the first period, up 2-0 in a really entertaining hockey game so far, Z.
Yeah, it seems, you know, to me, it seems with all the guys we have returning that we're in a really good spot. I think we're going through the zones the way we should. I think Huntsville's a little bit disjointed. I think they've had a lot of turnover. It may change, but I think we're just bringing it to them, and they just don't have an answer right now.
Huntsville, that's Buster Larson. Had it bounce off his stick. Wrist picks it up, tries to feed it again for Larson. The big Swede brings it into the Bull zone. Behind the net, Romeo on him. Brierly as well. For Cole Reginato. He backhands one, comes loose in front. Cleared by the Bulls, and look out, here comes Ledzianko. Ledzianko for Brierly. Brierly to McTavish. There is some line juggling going on out here, Zaruna.
And, you know, I think we got to be careful, too. It's a 2-goal lead, but it's a long game, and that was some stuff behind our net and around our net that just never should happen.
Far boards in the Huntsville zone. Nice play by McTavish to keep it alive. He's out with the Ledzianko twins. Huntsville did a good job to clear, but over the stick as it hopped past Phil Elktham, and back to get it is Matt Clark for Birmingham. Ahead for Kozarev, drops it. Romeo sends it ahead, intercepted by Huntsville, and the puck is loose at center ice. A lot of poke checking going on. Finstrom brings it into the Bull zone. Far face-off circle, backhander, easily stopped by Stewart, and he holds on. And I'm telling you, this crowd is very, very into this game. It's been an entertaining game.
It has. It's been back and forth. And, you know, we talked about it earlier before the game. Birmingham scored 198 goals last year, and 115 are sitting on that bench today. If I'm the coaches and I'm returning, I feel pretty darn good about that.
Yeah.
And you know, you take a look across the ice. You've got Larson. He scored 17 last year in 38 games. He would have been on pace for 25. You know, they just, I don't think they have the firepower that we do. We just got to stay strong defensively and maintain the gaps.
We're checking out the chat we have on our boards here if you're listening on YouTube. And I see we'll get to you as quick as we can. The game's just been so fast and entertaining, I haven't had time to look. Judy Hicks, listening from Canada. Is that Jamie's mom?
Hi, Judy. How are you, Miss Judy?
Good to see that you're listening, and I can't tell you how much your son means to me and has over the last 30 years. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Another one, Noah is listening from one of my old stomping grounds, Mobile, when I used to work for the Mystics in the ECHL. What else do we see? Colton, is that Colleen Glover? So I guess that's Drake's mom.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
From
must be.
Alaska, all the way in Alaska. You know, I talked to Drake last year about the drive he made from Anchorage to Pelham, Alabama. It sounded beyond grueling. It was a weekend. It was 9 days journey in a truck.
Oh.
I don't know how he did it. I mean, it's incredible what he did. He drove for 2 days just to get to Alberta.
You wouldn't do that in an EV, would you?
I wouldn't do it. You'd have to make me unconscious to do that.
So someone would drive you, is what you're saying.
Another listening from Australia tonight.
Wow.
Bragger 99, originally a Canadian, out there in the outback now in Australia. Great to have you. Great to have you. I don't know if you have a connection to anyone on this team, but I'd love to know if you do, as we're about to get back in action. 7:51 to go, first period. Birmingham with a 2-0 lead over the Huntsville Havoc. Shots on goal to even up. 5-5 at this point. I'm not sure I believe that. I believe it should be a little bit more.
Yeah, I kept track. I'm with you. I agree.
It seems like it should be a lot more. This game has been high-flying, end-to-end wheeling action all night long. Off the draw, loose. In that face-off circle, Kozarev couldn't get it. It goes behind the net. Matt Clark has a good job to keep it away from Elkston. He'll skate away. Avoids the check, gets it ahead to Kozarev, brings it into the Huntsville zone. Kozarev cuts through the slot, sends a backhander that was poked at the last second by Matt Allen and never got through. Huntsville behind their own net. Finstrom plays it to center ice. Elkston has it. He'll circle back and start the play. Elkston brings it in the Bull zone. Comes to Finstrom, a shot. That gave Stewart a little bit of trouble. It trickled in on him. It was deflected, but he got enough to keep it out. Risk with a shot. Pad save made by Stewart. Rebound comes near side. Higgins sends it ahead. Birmingham's Olenek will put it in the Huntsville zone.
There's another redirect on Stewie. It's a good thing he stood there, man.
I believe that's what they're trying to do with Stewart, is make him react real quickly to these deflections and redirections. I don't know if that's the book on Hayden Stewart, but it hasn't worked so far. Jonic skates away quickly. Takes a shot wide of the net. Dorsey had a beat on him, but he got around Dorsey and got the shot off, but it never made it through to Stewart. Now Dorsey has it. Through center ice, Mason Palmer intercepts. He'll send it right back in. Under 6.5 to go. First period, Birmingham 2, Huntsville nothing. Collision over there with Ledzianko and Jonic. Loose puck picked up by Huntsville. There's a shot. Palmer again through traffic. Never made it through to Stewart. Fisher has it now. He sends one deflected. They are doing nothing but trying to redirect pass or shots right now. Look out, here comes Ledzianko. Kip Ledzianko with the puck. Drops it back, a shot. Blocker save off the stick of Gillespie. Banks one off the boards through center ice. Connor Fries, the ex-Fayetteville marksman, backhands one into the Birmingham zone where Taylor Brierly has it. He gets away from Elkston. Brierly, a good move, brings it into the Huntsville zone. Coast to coast. Brierly with a shot save. Rebound loose, cleared by Huntsville, but not out. Rose keeps it alive. No. They'll say he took it outside the line. I don't know. It was close.
Hey, I give him the benefit of the doubt there. That was a good play by him, and also a good play, Brierly, flying up the ice like that. Unfortunately, we were in the middle of the change, so we didn't have anyone going to the net because we had guys coming off the bench. But what a good play by the D-man to wheel through the neutral zone.
I haven't seen a defenseman in Birmingham go coast to coast since I've been doing this, and this is my third year. That was a heck of a play by Taylor Brierly. Back to action, puck loose at center ice. Brierly will give it near side. Sending it into the zone for Birmingham is Parker. Allison now down low. That's Kozarev and Rose fighting for it. Behind the goal line, up against the boards. Now Ryder comes away with the puck for Huntsville. Steers away from Glover and through center ice. Puck is played. Big hit along the boards over there by Rose. The referee, the linesman that is, took the puck himself. Slow to get up. He's back to action. Larson takes the hit from Glover. Puck in the Birmingham zone. Buster Larson with it. Turns, spins, blocked before it ever got through. And Birmingham clears. Larson tried to hit Higgins. Couldn't do it. Higgins cleared. Now sent right back in the Bull zone. Clark for Birmingham. For Romeo. Ryan sends one in deep. Ryan Romeo's parents will be in next weekend, I'm told. If you're a parent, you're a family member with a player on the Birmingham Bulls, come see us. We'd love to talk to you. It's a shot by McTavish on the spin around and just steered aside. by Robinson.
He had to be very alert there, didn't he, with that left leg? What a kick.
Now Finstrom has it. He'll skate away. Finstrom, a quick skater, drops it back. Elkstrom, a shot deflected, save made. Birmingham's Matthews picks the rebound up, and he'll clear off the boards back into the Huntsville zone. There is no doubt they do not want a direct shot on Stewart. They want a deflection, some sort of redirection.
Yeah, they're all in the lanes, just like you said. And how many times have we seen that? 5 or 6 so far this period already.
I haven't seen a direct shot on Stewart. They wait for the traffic, which is smart. As play over there in the corner, Kyler Matthews and Jonich getting after it. They'll, for the moment, let go of each other and play. Now Matthews and Jonich again going after it. Jonich loses the puck, kept alive though by Fries. Fries has it. Jonich picks it up, takes a shot, score. Traffic got to Stewart that time. I believe that was McCabe and Fries in front of the net. Birmingham could not clear the zone, had it right at the blue line, Z, and they just could not clear it out. And Huntsville cuts the lead in half at 2-1.
Yeah, we had total control there. Probably should have been out of the zone, and I know you take a look at how these NHL teams play now. You know, you're not going to create offense inside your own blue line. The best thing is get it out of your zone and live to fight another day, regroup and get some offensive pressure, and just an ill-advised play.
What a
4 feet inside the blue line.
What a great crowd. I mean, you got plenty of Huntsville fans here, the building full of Bulls fans. It's a great atmosphere. If you're not here tonight, you're missing something. You're missing a treat. Here's the call.
To Robbie Fisher, the assist number 91, Connor Freeze. Goal scored at 16:35 of the first period.
So they give the goal to Fisher, deflected in front. Freeze on the assist. It's actually Fries, but okay. Again, we'll get with Pat. We'll talk to him.
There's your redirect, Jody. There's no way that shot's going to beat him from as far out.
No.
So they're just getting in the lanes, and right now they're playing perimeter hockey, which is easy to play against. But we hurt ourselves there by giving that puck away just inside the blue line.
When you get it that close to the blue line, you got to hack it out some way. You just can't just let it sit just inside the blue line, and it did. Huntsville capitalized, just as a good hockey team does. These are 2 good hockey teams playing here tonight. There's no doubt.
And when that happens, you're skating to the bench. Coach doesn't need to tell you anything, and your line mates don't need to tell you anything either. You know the mistake you made, and you're not going to make it again.
3:08 to go here in the first period. Birmingham with a 2-1 lead over the visiting Huntsville Havoc in a beyond entertaining hockey game. This looks like a couple of teams who've been through 40 games and know each other front and back.
And I think you're right. I think the structure for the Birmingham team is very evident. I'm not so sure about the Havoc because I just don't see a lot of structure there yet, but it'll come because they've got some good players and they're always well coached. They had 30 wins last year and they went to the finals, right?
Yeah, exactly. They got a great goaltender in the net in Robinson and just as a good of one in the backup tonight in Wilson. Arguably maybe the best tandem in the league. Of course, Lodge and Stewart may have something to say about that. Puck picked up by Elkstrom, a shot, and Stewart gobbles it up right into the belly and holds on and didn't let it drop to the ice and makes the save.
Yeah, I do think Lotz and Stewie would have something to say about that. But I'm telling you, how do you argue with .925 save percentage on the one side? .909 is his backup, if that's the way it's going to be for Huntsville. I mean, 4 really good goaltenders in the building tonight.
Face-off in the Bull zone, 2:51 to go first period. Matt Allen for Huntsville. Sinclair for Birmingham. Huntsville takes it, he scores right off the draw, just like that. Noah Finstrom with the goal, picked up the loose puck. Nobody really won the draw. The puck was just lying there in the far face-off circle. And what a shot by Finstrom.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there. I think that puck was dropped, and I think it might have hit the shaft of the Huntsville player's stick and then kicked back. I'm not so sure, but regardless, it was you couldn't draw it up any better. What a good shot, good release, ends up in the back of the net.
I'm not sure Stewart had a chance on that one. Traffic in front, a hard snap, a wrist shot like that. And like you said, here's the call.
Noah Finstrom, the assist number 20, Matt Allen. Goal scored at 17-12 of the first period.
17-12 ties this game up at 2. Matt Allen on the assist. That's the only one given. And this is going to be interesting. You know what? Let me ask you this. We spoke a little bit about this before we went on the air. We haven't really seen any pushing, shoving. It's been all good hockey. In an intense game like this where goals are being scored, skating all over the place, do you expect to see some rough stuff eventually in this?
I mean, first game of the year, I think there might be some guys trying to assert themselves, surely. And what I find odd is the biggest and hardest check of the game came from last year's MVP in the neutral zone on the wall.
Exactly. Off the draw, Huntsville had a shot. Blocker save made by Stewart. Puck loose in the Bull zone. Huntsville is controlling the play right now. As we go on, they are keeping the puck in the Bull zone alive. Birmingham having issues clearing. Finally, it gets to center ice. But maintaining control of the puck long enough for an offensive chance for Birmingham seems like it's tough right now as icing is called on Huntsville. Maybe we can get one right off the draw. Looks like the Ledzianko brothers are coming out along with Michael Gillespie, so they're going to give it a shot. Matt Clark defensively for Birmingham.
Clark looks good
Ryan
after
Romeo.
that hit, by the way, Jody.
Yeah,
He's
he
had
does.
a couple of really good shifts, and none the worse for wear.
He's a tough hockey player, I'm telling you. I like what I saw with him last year. We didn't get to see him all that much. He came in late, but I like what I see out of him this year. Ledzianko wins the draw for the Bulls. Back to Clark. Sends it around the corner. Centering pass. Ledzianko's shot was blocked right there by Ryder. Now Finstrom, the last goal scorer, gives it up. Brings it into the Bull zone. Elkston's there. Stopped by Clark. Puck loose. Still loose along the near boards. Huntsville has it. That's Gervais. Jeremy Gervais sends it aloft. Just a floater in. Save made. Rebound loose. Elkston has it. And I believe it's covered up by Stewart, although it may be the traffic in front of Matt Clark that actually covered the puck. He and Reginato down. I didn't see the red light come on, although I saw some Huntsville sticks in the air.
Yeah, and again, traffic, right? So
Yeah.
you got two white jerseys there, and our two guys trying to get their sticks or get body position, get them out of the way. But inevitably, we're right in front of Stewie, and it's a good thing the puck hits Stewie, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, 14-8 right now. Huntsville out shooting Birmingham. Is this on the defense to clear the traffic in front, Z?
I mean, you know, it's about body position, and a lot of times it's about getting the stick and knowing where the puck's, you know, where it's coming from, and can the goalie get a line of sight? That is on the defense.
Puck dropped in the Bull zone. Huntsville again, control. That's McCabe. He'll send it around for Fisher off his stick, loose. Robbie Fisher, goal scorer as well, one of the two Huntsville goals. Leaves it down low, still loose, comes out in front. Fisher a shot. I believe that just went over the net, but he was all alone there and tried to put it top shelf. Behind the net, Kyler Matthews has it. Near side, up the wall. Tipped in by Glover, and they're going to call icing, although Glover said, no, I tipped it, and he did. But nonetheless, it's going to come back, face off in the Birmingham zone, which is not what we want to see right now.
Well, you think he did because he said he did. We see the boards.
I heard it. I heard the clack of his stick.
He sold it, I'll tell you,
Yeah.
but they weren't buying it, unfortunately. And that is a set play, too, to get that puck deep and have somebody going hard.
Minute 15 to go here in the first period. All tied at 2. Face off in the Bulls zone. Matt Allen on the draw for Huntsville. Last time that happened, they got a goal. Glover for Birmingham. Puck drops, still loose. Picked up now by Birmingham. Kyler Matthews gives it to Kozarev. Rose is cruising just out of his reach. Puck played in the near corner. That's Dom. Procopio plays it behind the net. Less than a minute to go here in the first period through center ice. Matt Allen tries to get away from Brierly. Now it's loose. Kozarev will pick it up. Couldn't just get it out of the zone. He was looking for Olenek.
I think he fanned on that, Jody.
And that's played there by Finstrom in front, looking for a deflection. It's knocked to the near side. Finstrom will pick it up. Cross ice pass. That's Charlie Risk with a shot off the board, steered aside by Stewart. Elkston circles in the face-off circle. Drops it back on defense for Procopio. A shot Stewart couldn't make the save, but it was off the mark. Along the near boards, 20 seconds to go. Still in the Bull zone. Finstrom hit there by Brierly. Ties the puck up. Taylor Brierly gets it ahead for Kozarev. He takes a big hit there along the boards. but Birmingham clears. Brierly knocks it away from Risk. Played behind the net. We're down to 5 seconds to go. Huntsville will have it, and this will do it for the first period of play, and a beyond entertaining first period, if you ask me. Both teams going at it with each other, both teams high-flying, end-to-end action. But I believe the Birmingham recipe for success tonight is going to be clearing the traffic in front of Hayden Stewart.
Yeah, you know what, I also think the recipe will be neutral zone, making sure the puck comes out, like out at your blue, in at their blue, things like that. And we're a good possession team. We're not going to be dumping and chasing all night long, but I thought the first 10 minutes versus the last 10 minutes was almost like a tale of two different games.
You see Olenek talking with the referee as he's slowly skating off the ice. Not quite sure what he's trying to get called in his way next period, but maybe it'll leave an impression. We're going to keep it here between the first and second instead of taking a break. We will take a break because we quite honestly have to. We'll get a word from Craig Simchuk now, the head coach of the Birmingham Bulls.
Hey, Coach, we're off to a really good start. What do you think we need to do forward to execute this game?
No, I liked our energy coming out, and we just got to continue working on that. I think our D zone, we're running around a bit, so we're going to adjust that, but all around pretty good period.
Thanks, Coach.
Couldn't agree more. What about you?
No, I think he's right. You know, you were talking about big hits. I don't expect to see big hits, but I do expect to see a little bit more on the body in the defensive zone and just better puck management, I think, you know, with that running around. And when you get total control, you've got to manage it a little bit better than they did, I think, in the second half.
Well, right now, a special treat for you. We're going to crank it up and let you hear. But tonight, Jamie Hicks, honored with his jersey being retired. Very emotional situation with him last night. I'm sure he will be as well tonight, but here's the video and the narration. They're showing on the video the night we were in Pensacola, Z, where Jamie Hicks scored the only recorded natural shorthanded hat trick in hockey history. Recorded hockey
Absolutely,
history.
yep.
That's 3 shorthanded goals all in a row. It made back then it was called the CNN Play of the Day. Here's the third goal they're showing there in an empty net. Jamie Hicks with a natural shorthanded hat trick made the national news that day. I don't know why we're not picking up the audio, but we'll try. Listen up.
1969 in Timmins, Ontario, in Canada. Jamie began his professional hockey player career in 1984 with the Kitchener Ranger Bees. This began a 19-year history of amazing hockey for Jamie and the teams he played for. Jamie played in 936 games, scored 480 goals, and 778 assists for a total of 1,258 points. Jamie is the all-time goals leading scorer with 500 points in 352 games played. Twice, Hicks played in the ECHL All-Star team. Most points scored in the season in the ECHL, 119, and named the ECHL MVP in the 1997-98 season with the Birmingham Bulls. The next season, Jamie would earn the top spot for most assists in the ECHL. Jamie was named the Sherwood Hockey Player of the Year in the 1996-97 season. The year was 1998. Tuesday night in downtown Birmingham at the BJCC, a week-long hockey game between the Birmingham Bulls and the Pensacola Ice Pilots started off like any other game. Jamie decided to etch his name in hockey history as he scored the only natural shorthanded hat trick recorded in professional hockey. For all of his accolades on the ice as a Birmingham Bull, Hicks also owns more written hour watches than any other Bulls in team's history. Jamie's passion for hockey was felt throughout the arena when he was on the ice. Jamie wore the captain's C on his jersey for 5 seasons before the C meant something new, and that was coach. He was a born leader. Ultimately, Jamie came back to Birmingham to coach the Birmingham Bulls and inspire a new generation of hockey players in the SPHL. His second season with the team, the Bulls went on to the final round of the playoffs. The number 14 is what we always knew Jamie Hicks to wear on the back of his jersey. The name he went by was Hicks.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, how about another warm welcome for Jamie Hicks? He's going to step out to the ice. Jamie, the mic is all yours, buddy.
It is so great to be back in the great city of Birmingham. There's so many people to thank tonight. I like to get out of the way early so I can hold myself together, but I'd like to thank Kim and the girls and my 2 new grandsons sitting along the glass. I don't think any of us would be here tonight if it wasn't for Art and Kathy Clarkson. We're honored to have Kathy with us tonight in the crowd. Thank you very much. When I think back to the days in the 90s and the 90s ECHL team, I just think it was complete. We had a tremendous front office. We had players that came back every year. And we had the best fans in the ECHL, and the best people. And that's the strength of Birmingham. Good people, good hockey town, and guys want to play here. So thank you very much. Now with the SBHL team, it was an absolute honor to coach this team the first 3 years. I can't thank the ownership, the coaching staff for inviting me back tonight. I will always be a Birmingham Bull. And I really want to thank everybody. Thank you.
Go Bulls. Thank you, Jamie.
That's great.
And now let's have the fun part here. Please turn your attention to the lobby end of the arena to the right of the American-Canadian flags, and let's make this happen. Everybody on your feet. And there it is. All history right here at the Pelham Civic Complex. Number 14, Jamie Hicks, will hang in our rafters for eternity. Thank you, Jamie, for the fantastic memory.
Well, you coached him. You knew him. You were his friend. You knew him in Saginaw before he got here. He came from Saginaw to Birmingham. You guys brought him down as quick as you could, and it's apparent to me now why you did.
Yeah, you know, I coached against him in Chatham when he was in Brantford. Jamie was a Swiss Army knife. He was on a line with Corey Banica and I think Andy Bizzo, and they were just buzzsaws. And, you know, Hicksy was all the skill on that line for sure. Hicksy can play the game any way you want him to. Like, Hicksy can play defensively. He can kill penalties. You know, he can hit. He can do whatever. When he came to Saginaw, I think he scored 117 points one year, 119 the year that he won the MVP here, I think is what he scored. And, you know, above everything that he did on the ice, the guy was great in the community. He was great in the locker room. All the guys looked up to him, and you know, even when he took all their money at the back of the bus playing cards, they still loved the guy. So what can you say about him?
You know, he got choked up. I got choked up. A lot of people did, I'm sure. I want to say this about what he was able to accomplish in Birmingham. Pat talked about it, 352 games, 500 points. That's almost a point and a half a game, every game. He only missed 11 hockey games as a Birmingham Bull. Most of those were due to call-ups in the old International Hockey League. That's why he missed those 11 games. He was playing hockey in the league above us at that time. But the stat that will always be an amazement to me about Jamie Hicks, and I made sure I got this right, and I did. Of his points, of his goals, the most impressive things, only 30 points as a Birmingham Bull came on the power play. The rest are shorthanded and even strength goals. 470 out of 500 points on even strength or shorthanded. He and I have talked about that before. That was his claim to fame. A lot of hockey players like to pad their stats, and they can on the man advantage. Jamie Hicks was a throwback hockey player. And I've always said this. The knock on him back then was simply something he could not control, and that was his size. If he's playing coming out of Peterborough in the junior hockey ranks today, he's going to be in the NHL.
Yeah, it's a much different game today, right? Very different. And, you know, one of his great strengths, he had so many, right, is his skating. I mean, my goodness, what a great skater
The
he was.
toe drag move that he used to make would make goalies look foolish.
Hey, and if you look at it, I don't know if you've ever seen him with his shirt off, but I don't know how he shot the puck so hard. And the guy can shoot the puck harder than most. And accurate. I mean, yeah, Jamie just he was the total package. But back then, like you said, the game just from a size perspective, that was the big deal.
Listen, I saw Mark Napier, I saw Rod Langway, I saw Kenny Lensman, I saw so many players back in the WHA when I was a kid. Paul Henderson, Mahavlich, they were here that first year and beyond. I'm telling you, I just. When I look at a hockey player for what he went through and the size he had and the things he was up against, I don't know that Jamie Hicks couldn't have played in any era and still produced. I know the game's different, but that's how much I think of his play. Also, tonight, he mentioned his daughters and his new grandsons here at the game, along with his wife, Kim. We know that the daughters' husbands, Alex and Jordan, are listening and watching back home in Canada. They could not make the trip. We wish you could. I would have loved to have seen you. But nonetheless, your family, your wives, and your newborn sons are well taken care of, I assure you. And as long as you come to this town, they will always be taken care of.
Yeah, those poor little boys, they had to get up real early, get to the airport in Toronto, fly all day. I picked them up around 5, and they were just chipper. And you saw them at dinner last night. I mean,
I could not. I know this is not going to make Alex and Jordan feel well, and I'm sorry to say this, guys. But those two boys look like they pulled them straight out of Jamie Hicks's rear end. They look just like Jamie Hicks. I'm sorry, they do. And I probably shouldn't have put it that way. And if it offended anyone, I'm sorry, but that's exactly the way I feel. Jamie Hicks will always be my favorite hockey player of all time in this town, and there's no mistake about it. What a quality guy and a better hockey player, a better man off the ice. I enjoyed the friendship I've had with him for 30 years, and I hope it continues on. I'm sure it will.
I agree. Like, I mean, you know, as good of a player as he was, and to stand there on the bench in January of 1998 and watch history be made, and that be probably, it is the most memorable game I've ever seen live in my entire life. But just to be able to call Jamie a good friend.
We were lucky that game. I don't know if you know the story about this, but there was a media rep in Pensacola that was sitting 2 chairs down from me when I was doing the game. And back then you had a videotape of the game, remember? You always got that VHS tape, bring home and watch. I asked him if he could please make another copy. I wanted it. And the guy heard me and asked me why. And I told him, you're not going to see that ever again, a natural shorthanded hat trick. Turns out he was a CNN stringer. He took a copy of it, sent it to Atlanta, hence the play of the day.
Oh, nice.
So either way, we got 5 minutes to go before the start of the second period. Please let us take a break. I hope you enjoyed that. We did. Jamie Hicks will be joining us eventually. I'm not sure when, and we'll get him set up. But in the meantime, 2-2 at the end of one period play, Birmingham and Huntsville. You're listening and watching Birmingham Bulls hockey. to the Pelham Civic Complex. I'm Jody Cherneski along with Greg Dreveny. Mike Zaruna in place of Greg Dreveny tonight, who's coaching the University of Alabama against Auburn next door. We saw a very entertaining hockey period in that first period. It's all knotted up at 2. Huntsville's doubled up Birmingham's shots on goal, 16-8. Birmingham, what needs to happen to shore up this vision, this line of sight? What do we need to do to get Huntsville off their obvious game plan?
Well, I think what Simmer said, we're running around in the defensive zone, and it looks like they just want to fire pucks from out high, and they want to get in the lanes and they want to tip the puck. So we're going to have to start taking sticks and taking bodies in front of Stewie and giving him some plain sight of that puck. And Jody, a couple of times, one that ended up in the back of our net. We had clear control 4 feet inside the blue line, and wish we had that one back because we gave it away. And it's just once you have one breakdown, typically leads to another, then another, and the easiest thing to do when the puck's on your stick after you've been running around is just get it out.
Yeah, any way possible.
Yeah.
You got the boards and the glass, bank it and go.
Hey, and look, in the NHL in the playoffs, I watched Dallas quite a bit, and I know they eventually lost, but they don't mess around in their zone. If they get in trouble, they pull the 9-iron out of the bag, and it ends up in the neutral zone, and they live to fight another day.
Well, we'll see what happens. We're about set to start the second period of play. This is just game 1 of 56. But with this crowd here in attendance, it'd be nice to come out on the good end of this one tonight. Give them something to go home and really have fun with.
Long way to go.
All right, second period about to get underway. Sinclair on the draw for Birmingham. Reginato for Huntsville. Movement there in the face-off circle, so we'll try and do it again. We're underway. Elkston tips one into the bull zone. Clark back to get it. He'll drop it near side for Romeo. Played along the boards by McTavish, but not out. Reginato keeps it alive. Elkston has it. Takes a hit from Romeo. Coughed up. Birmingham comes away. That's Olenek with the puck. Off of his stick, but it goes in deep. Behind the net is played by Sinclair. Elkston there takes it away from him. Banks one, but not out. Nice job. Kept alive by Olenek. Behind the net, though, Huntsville has it. Birmingham's, looks like Sinclair is coming off the ice very gingerly. Is that Sinclair?
It looks like it.
Yeah, McGregor Sinclair couldn't move his leg there. He's having a tough time getting over the boards as the trainer tends to, and Birmingham loses the puck. Huntsville has it in their own zone. Played behind the net. Clark has it in front, steered aside by Stewart, and the centering pass loose in the crease, cleared by Birmingham. And just what you said, get the puck out when you're in trouble.
We caught a break there. He tried to reverse that, and it was a bad bounce.
First break, we'll have Jamie Hicks on the air in just a second. Elkston has it, though. He'll skate away through center ice. 3 Bulls back defensively, so he just tips it in deep. Behind the net, Finstrom, one of the goal scorers for Huntsville, has it. He spins far side, spins a shot, save made, rebound right at the side of the net. Centering pass, kept alive by Palmer. He sends one in. Nobody there to deflect it. Now a shot from the side into the side of the net. In front, another centering pass. Huntsville is buzzing right now, Z.
There's that running around that Simmer was talking about. We had a wide open man in front of the net, not taking sticks.
Now hits off the skate of Matthews, comes free, rebound loose, a big save there by Stewart. All alone in front, Zonich had it, but Stewart comes up big, and I'm telling you, defensively, we better shore things up quick. Ryder, long head-manning pass, tipped into the netting behind the play, and Birmingham, I'm sure, very happy that play has stopped now. Z's going to take a break. I'm sure he doesn't mind that. And coming into the play with me, with what I said, to me, the best Birmingham Bull that's ever played this game, Jamie Hicks. Jamie, you had me emotional at that during that section.
Well, it was certainly an exciting night for my family and I, and there's no doubt what the Bulls mean to us, and we're so happy to be here tonight.
It was clear, but I know it was tough for you to get through. It was tough for us up here as Birmingham Rose takes a shot, easily steered aside by Robinson. Loose puck along the far boards. Kozarev is there for Birmingham trying to kick it free. Still tied up. It's not the old days. You have to play it. Finally, it comes loose. Birmingham has it just inside the blue line, tipped down low. We still don't have any word on McTavish. I believe he went to the locker room with the help of the trainer, who's not on the bench right now. Huntsville does clear off the boards. It's picked up by Fisher. He scored a goal in the first. For Charlie risked a shot. He took the feed from Fisher and whistled it high and wide. Jonich on the rebound. He takes the shot, sticked aside by Stewart, and it pops in his glove, and he holds on. Jamie, you played, you coached. What's wrong with Birmingham defensively right now?
Well, you know, it's the first game of the season, and I don't think that anything's wrong. You know, you got to get the kinks out, and it's a very exciting time. Guys wait all summer for that first game, especially your first home game. And I think you'll see things settle down at about the 10-minute mark of the second here, and you know, I think we're in pretty good shape here.
It just seems to me that their entire game is get traffic in front of Stewart, get a deflection, redirection, because they don't think Birmingham can clear the crease. And we haven't thus far. As Romeo plays it around to the near side, picked up by Birmingham. Can't get it out. That was Higgins trying, but he couldn't. Now it goes far side for Matt Clark. Banks went off the boards. Olenek, he has it, and he'll dip one and send it in deep near corner. Higgins banks it around the far side for McTavish. Comes off his stick. Birmingham's Clark keeps it alive. He rips one around the boards near side. Now Reginato takes a hit from Olenek, but still has the puck. 16:30 to go, second period. Score tied at 2. Huntsville out shooting Birmingham 20-9 at this point, and for some reason it seems like it should be more. Lofted into center ice, gloved by Ledzianko, who'll tip it in behind the net. Play there by Ryder for Buster Larson. Ryder will take it back from him, send it in near side. McCabe has it. Ryder, dangerous pass through the slot, intercepted by Ledzianko. For his brother, Kip has it. Taken away from him, and Kyler Matthews gets the loose puck at center ice. Birmingham sends it in deep, right on net. Easy stick save. As the puck comes free to center ice, Larson gets it in. Huntsville on the line change. Kyler Matthews rips one around the boards and out. Right back into the Bull zone. Birmingham plays it. Ahead for Glover. Rose goes down behind the play. Procopio drops it. Almost lost it. He does into the crease. Cleared by Huntsville. And Elkston will clear it into center ice. Allison ahead for Glover, who tips it in behind the net. Kozarev there along with Palmer fighting for it as Matt Allen comes in as well. It squirts free and Huntsville clears. You can talk, it's okay.
I'm enjoying the game.
You know, when play's going on, we're on TV here. You can say whatever you want, and if need be, I'll interject and say what's going on. Puck is just kind of bouncing around at center ice back into the Bull zone as the whistle blows. Icing will be the call.
Usually what happens, you know, mid-game, you know, the puck's bouncing and, you know, you're right on the spot there. I think you'll, as I said before, you'll see the team settle down here a little bit. Everyone's starting to get the kinks out. I thought you saw in the first period, Birmingham came out with a ton of energy.
Yeah,
you know, Huntsville countered, and that's why we're tied at 2.
They answered really quickly, too. That one goal, though, we gave them, Hicksy. We had the puck at the blue line and just could not clear it. 2-3 feet just inside the blue line. One centering pass over, and he whips it behind Stewart. Then the other one off the draw, the puck just kind of hit the shaft of the Huntsville player's stick and a one-timer, and it's in. And before you know it, that energy you spoke of that was real is tied at 2. I spoke to your son-in-laws as well. I said hello to them, and your mom chimed in.
Well,
I said hello to your mom. You want to say something to her? Come on.
Yeah, obviously say hi to the son-in-laws back home, and thank you for letting my daughters and my grandsons come down to be part of this special night for the family. And I know my mom's watching on TV back home, and she always does, so that's good. She's a Bulls fan for life.
I saw her name up there, and you never told me what your mom's name was. You just tell me every time you go to see her when we talk on the phone. But I saw it, and I knew that somebody from Canada named Hicks has to be related to you, so I just put 2 and 2 together. And then Z, of course, told me, yep, that's his mom.
Yep, that's for sure. She's a Bulls fan.
Face-off in the Huntsville zone. McGregor Sinclair for Birmingham. Puck loose, picked up by Huntsville. Skating away is Charlie Riss. The defenseman tries to get it around 3 Bulls players, can't do it. Loose puck picked up by Higgins. He tries to keep it to himself, couldn't do it, as Finstrom took it away from him. Puck comes all the way back down into the Bull zone off the Huntsville Havoc player's stick, and icing is called on the Bulls. Finstrom doesn't agree. He thinks the Bulls player deflected it, and I think he's right. But nonetheless, icing on Huntsville.
Well, it's the first game for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
referees and stuff like that. But
What do you think of the Ledzianko brothers, the twins, first game ever as a professional?
well, obviously there's a lot of things to be excited about, right? So
Yeah.
like, it's early in the season.
Are they gripping the stick? A little tight?
No, I think it's as a hockey player, like as I said before, opening night at home, it's always a little bit nervous energy. And once everyone settles down, like I said, around the halfway point, I think you'll see good things to come here.
Huntsville will bring the puck in the Bull zone as it's tipped into the near corner. Romeo on his man Fries ties him up. Banked off the boards. Gervais couldn't keep it in. Ledzianko tips it ahead, but no one there but Jack Jonich of Huntsville. Huntsville will set the play in their own zone. Reginato tips it, but not in. He'll bring it in. He has a player cruising through the crease, poked away from him. Checked by Ryan Romeo. Just out of the reach of Kozarev, but Gervais knocks it right into him, and Birmingham sends it into the near corner. Kozarev in after it. Can't get it. Here comes Huntsville. Dorsey tried to take it away, couldn't do it. There's a centering pass knocked away by Birmingham, and calmly Glover banks one off the boards and out. Ryder behind his own net waits for his play to set up. This big Buster Larson started his career here in Birmingham last year. Was waived, picked up by Fayetteville. 3 games later, waived. Scored 1 goal in all that time as the puck comes out of play. Then, Jamie, he went to Huntsville, and he became their leading scorer after 2 teams dropped him. The big Swede's got a bigger shot, and he's a hockey player. He just couldn't get it together until he made it to Huntsville.
Sometimes it's always just time and circumstance. And we had some guys in my coaching days here in Birmingham as well where they couldn't get, we brought a couple guys in. We brought Shane Toff, who was a big component to our team that took us to the finals one year. And we picked him up off waivers from Huntsville.
One player that I wanted to ask you about was a thorn in our side last year. Scored the series-winning goal, Matt Hobbs. What about him? How long did you have Hobbs here?
I didn't have Hobbs. He came.
I thought you had him.
No, he came right after I left.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, never mind.
But he's another guy that couldn't get full-time duty here. Bounced around to I think a couple teams, and then found a home and good on guys.
Matthews with the shot off the draw, knocked down in front. Huntsville clears. That's Mason Palmer with the puck ahead to Elkston. He tips it in behind the net, played by Stewart around the boards. Big hit there on Finstrom by Higgins, and Dorsey sends it in, stopped by Robinson. He didn't like what he saw, so he put the mitt on it and covered it.
In a league with when guys can move around a little bit, you got to remember the first year, summer I had the team here when I was coaching, I drafted Maverick Parks in expansion draft.
Mm-hmm.
Not a bad expansion pick.
No, I would say it's probably the best one you've ever had.
We got Josh Harris as a free agent. We were able to get some quality guys, and sometimes guys just got to find a different home and run with it. And those guys are 2 great examples because they're definitely great players from when I was coaching here.
Loose puck in the Huntsville zone, picked up by the Havoc. Now bring it the other way. Elkson along the boards. He came in ahead of the puck as it was bouncing, so offside is the call on the Havoc. 12:35 to go. Second period, score tied at 2. You miss it?
You always miss the game. You know what I mean?
But you're still in the game. Do you miss being behind the bench?
Well, yes and no. I enjoy the fact that I'm enjoying time with my family and seeing my grandkids grow up. Do I miss being part of the Bulls? Absolutely. It was a big part of my life. But Simmer and his staff and Ray Pack, they got everything going in the right direction here. So I'm their biggest fan up in Peterborough, Ontario.
Played by Huntsville in the Bull zone. That's Charlie Risk. He backhands one in front. Elston deflected it, but wide. He picks the loose puck up on the boards, hounded there by Taylor Brierly. It comes free. played by Higgins to Brierly. Excuse me, that's Parker Allison. Gillespie tips it back into the Huntsville zone. Back to get it is Don Procopio. We've got several sets of brothers here tonight. Elkstem and Procopio brothers for Huntsville, and the Ledziancos for Birmingham.
I think it's great. They probably couldn't play together growing up, different ages and stuff like that. And now they turned pro and they're able to play on the same team. I think it's great.
Well, Procopio's brother, they call him Gio, his full name Giovanni. I don't think we've seen him tonight, but this will be his first year as well. So his brother Don Procopio played, of course, in the last few years as a loose puck picked up by Buster Larson, Heifer Gervais, who calmly just tips it in. Romeo there for Birmingham gives it up for Clark. Matt Clark behind the net. Return for Ryan Romeo. Through center ice. Ryder has it knocked down by Rose, but we couldn't control it, and Huntsville banks one out to center ice. Back in their own zone now, the Havoc have it. A pass for Connor Fries, an excellent hockey player in his own right, tips it in. But icing is going to be the call on Huntsville. 11:08 to go, second period, still tied at 2. Things look like they've calmed down a little bit.
Yeah.
They're not as quick pace as it was in the first period.
Yeah, it's a thinking man's game now. The energy's gone from that first period. And, the team that can think the quickest and react the quickest right now will pull ahead here.
The sights of hockey games, some of them I missed really badly. But it's okay. I've made it this long. I didn't think I'd make it this long. Sinclair on the draw for Birmingham in the Huntsville zone. Wins it, but it just out of the reach of Matt Clark, so we'll have to regroup and bring it out. Clark sends it right back in, and this is going to be icing. Not really a good play right there.
Well, it looked like they had a set play going, and it just didn't work out. So we'll see how it face off in our own end here.
So how busy are you during this game? How many people tonight have came up to you and wanted a conversation?
It's been really, really good. I've seen a lot of people I haven't saw in a long time. A lot of pictures, a lot of autographs,
yeah.
And that's one thing. When you retire, you don't get that very often anymore. So when you come back here, people are they were great to me as a player and tremendous as a coach, and just really special feeling to be back here.
Well, before you go and rejoin your family, I do want you to tell everybody, I know the answer to this, tell everybody what you've been doing since you've left Birmingham. Next stoppage, I want to get into that with you. As off the draw, it bounces over McCabe's stick and comes to center ice. Huntsville gains possession, turns and spins it right back in. On the near boards, Romeo gets it to Sinclair for McTavish, who has it. McTavish in front, harmlessly through the crease behind the net, centering past McTavish. A shot steered aside by Robinson, still loose. There's a shot by Olenek. That one saved by Robinson and Huntsville. Can't clear. Nice job. Sinclair takes a big hit but keeps it alive for the moment. Now Huntsville has it as Elkstem has it. It's center ice. Poke checked away from him. Mason Palmer tried to set it up for Finstrom. Gets by everybody, but Elkstem's going to catch up with it first. No icing. Clark takes him down. Puck loose. There's a shot taken up the side by Allen. Save made by Stewart. Jack Jonich circles just inside the blue line. Now behind the play, Dorsey is getting into it with Elkstem. They both get up. Elkstem takes another hit, this one by Kyler Matthews. Looks like Doug Elkstem is public enemy number 1. Not sure if that's the Huntsville fans or the Birminghams telling the referee what he does, but somebody's telling him. Dorsey tries to poke it ahead for Ledzianko. Intercepted there by Huntsville. Under 10 to go, second period, still tied at 2. That's an offside, is well in ahead of the play was Buster Larson. All right, tell everybody what's going on with you as we take our media break after you left Birmingham.
Well, I took a year off, and it was actually during COVID, right? So I went home, and we have a cottage up 1 hour north of where we live, and spent a lot of time out there and did some things I hadn't done before in a long time, ice fish and all that sort of good stuff. And
you're crazy. You're crazy. Ice fishing.
Yeah.
That's my grandson, by the way, on TV. They love him when he does the eyebrow thing. All right, what else happened?
And then I coached a team for 3 years. I took them right to a U16 team in Peterborough, Ontario, and we finished 4th in Ontario. It was a great year. We had 10 players drafted to the OHL. I have 4 players from that team playing in the OHL as 16-year-olds, so we had a really, really good team with a bunch of talented players. It was real rewarding. And during that time, I also took a scouting job with the Saginaw Spirit in the OHL.
I know you're excited about that.
And I've learned a lot being on a different side of hockey a little bit, sitting in the crowd and watching and analyzing individual players. And I continue to do that for them this year. And I got a tremendous job outside of hockey, and it's been a fun ride the last 4 years.
You told me about a lot of the players you had on your Peterborough junior team, and a couple that you thought would make the NHL. I can't wait to see if you're right. Back to action. Don Procopio gives it up near side. That's Connor Fries. He lost it behind the net. Picked up there by the Huntsville Havoc, who clears through center ice. Now Posa delivers a big hit there on Parker Allison, but Birmingham does manage to clear for the moment. Tipped right back into the Bull zone. Things are starting to pick up physically as the puck goes out of play. Jamie, I know you got a lot to do. Can you stay, or you need to get going, or you can always come back?
Yeah, I like to stay for a couple minutes here,
Okay.
and then I do have a couple of appearances I have to make before the end of the period, and then
Okay.
I'll see if I can pop up here in
Well,
the
you
third.
go whenever you need to go. You just say goodbye and go, and I'll put Z back on.
Well, I appreciate it, Jody.
Okay.
You're doing a great job.
I don't know
so
about
is Z.
that. Yeah, Z's actually surprised me. He really did.
Well, there should be no surprise.
I know he knows hockey, but we were talking before the game. He was saying, when can I talk? I said, talk anytime you want. If the play's going on, say what's going on. I just follow the puck. You do everything else. So he's adjusted very well. This is his first time doing it, at least with me. I don't know if he's done it.
Oh, he'd be natural. He'd be natural.
Yeah. Like I was saying, we tried to get him last year, but he big-legged me 2 or 3 times.
Thanks, Jody.
All right, Jamie Hicks,
Thanks,
I really
everybody.
appreciate it. Got a lot to do as he goes off and Z comes back on. One of my best friends ever in hockey, Jamie Hicks. Back to action now in the Huntsville zone. Birmingham has it. Brierly down low, fighting to keep it alive, and does. He'll send it around the far boards where it's picked up by Fenstrom. He loses it, but picked up by Huntsville. Matt Allen lifts one into center ice high, falls right at the feet of Noah Fenstrom, who takes a hit there from Gillespie. I thought it would be harder than that, but it was effective. It knocked him off the puck. We're back with Mike Zaruna now as Jamie Hicks goes and takes care of his business. Ledzianko clears, but not past the stick of McCabe. Down low, Buster Larson behind the net. Watched by Taylor Brierly. Circles far boards just inside the blue line. Drops it for Mason Palmer. Down low, that's Reginato. Into the corner. Loose stick clear from the slot. Still laying there. McCabe has it. Takes the hit from Ledzianko behind the net. Look out, Huntsville putting the pressure on. Birmingham having trouble possessing it and clearing. Cross-ice pass, McCabe takes a shot with traffic in front. Stewart with a save with Reginato right in his belly. Brierly on top of him, and here we go again, Z.
Yeah, extremely helpful there, him just closing it down on that, shutting it down and getting the face-off. I mean, it's second period, long change. I don't know if that was a factor there, but we got running around, and, you know, they looked like they had fresh legs. They were working the perimeter. We couldn't get on the body. We couldn't intercept anything, and looked a little ragged there for just about 25 seconds or so.
Jamie, when he was on, he wasn't really concerned about the Bulls' defense and what was happening in front of Stewart. I kind of told him, I think you're wrong.
Listen, I don't know how much of the game Hicksy's had a chance to watch tonight, but you got to cut him a little slack there, I think.
No doubt. The man knows more hockey in his sleep than I know in my entire life. Off the draw, Huntsville controls. Procopio shot deflected by Fries wide. Once again, Fries or a Havoc player seem to always be in the grill of Hayden Stewart. We got to clear the front of the net. As the puck is sent behind the net, icing is called on Huntsville with 7:20 to go here in the second period. Still tied at 2. Jamie and I were talking about the energy of that first period on both teams. Just incredible hockey. Slowed down a little bit now.
It has slowed down. I think it's, you know, on our behalf here. You know, I don't see what I saw out of our team in the first 10 minutes of the game, but I see the Havoc flying all over the ice, and they're filling lanes, and their structure's a lot better, and they're going tape to tape, and they're getting it done.
Seemingly since about the 7-minute mark of the first period, Huntsville's taken it to Birmingham and haven't given up control of the game, although we are tied at 2. Behind the net, Fisher has it in the Bull zone, puts the brakes on. Clark on him. Now Fries comes in, loose puck along the far boards. Jonic drops it down low. I'm following the puck, Z. I have a feeling something's going to happen. A big hit there on Fries by Carson Rose.
That's hit number 3 for Rose.
Yeah. I mean, I don't expect to see that. Drake Glover now with the puck has it taken away by Charlie Rist. The fans trying to get out of here as it's tipped in to the Birmingham zone. Stewart will play it and leave it for his defense.
Sense a little frustration from the boys right now.
Tipped ahead, that's Sinclair into the Huntsville zone, drops it back. Gillespie, a shot, glove save made by Robinson. He looked real cool on that save. Didn't look like he had any trouble at all seeing it.
No, he wouldn't have trouble with that. Bad angle, and I think it's a good idea for Gillespie there too, just to get an offensive draw, settle things down a little bit and work in their end.
All right, a little conversation going on behind the netminder for Huntsville. Robinson. Everyone skates away. I don't want to say what I want to say because if I do, the penalty parade will start, but it's been a really good hockey game so far.
Yeah, I mean, we've been penalty free, right?
You just did it.
I'm just saying.
You just did it.
I will say it. I don't have trouble saying that, but
the hockey gods are going to get you for that.
And but I would like to see a little bit more engagement. I do see some frustration, but a little bit more physical engagement wouldn't hurt this team right now.
A nice forecheck and shift or two would really go a long way, I believe, for Birmingham right now.
Yep.
Off the draw, Huntsville clears once again. It's Reginato. Dorsey on him. He gets around Dorsey, but can't get clear. Loose puck picked up by Larson. Centering a pass. Elkston. Blocker save made by Stewart. Birmingham will clear. Going to be icing the call on the Bulls. Gillespie couldn't get back. So with 6:03 to go now, faceoff will come back into the Birmingham zone.
That was a well-constructed play, and you see that guy high. Stewie's you're not going to beat Stewie from there, right? They had no one in front of the goal. Easy blocker save for him on that last play.
Not one of the goals that have been scored tonight can you blame the goaltender on. All 4 of them have been good hockey shots, just good hockey all the way around. If the rest of the league is watching these two teams play tonight, they're going to have to do their homework to play them. I'll say that. Off the draw, puck blocked by Kyler Matthews of the Bulls, tipped behind the net, played by Matt Allen. Allen has it on his stick. Now Dorsey comes in trying to knock him off the puck. Sinclair does. Dorsey knocks it free to Gillespie, who lifts it to center ice. Olenek takes the hit from Palmer, but this does send it in deep. Line change for the Bulls. That's Finstrom. Backhands one deep. Out of his net, Stewart plays it around the far boards. Elkston has it. Parker Allison on him. A centering pass goes through the slot. Picked up by Ledzianko, who clears off the boards. Hard pass off the stick of Finstrom. Look out, here comes Ledzianko. He's got McTavish and his brother with him. Tried to get it to McTavish, but it's knocked away by McCabe. Bulls keep it alive. There's a shot, just goes through the crease and wide. Parker Allison to the slot. McTavish takes a shot off the skate of Procopio. Now Ledzianko trying to do a little forechecking, keep it alive. Finstrom can't clear. Nice job, kept in by the Bulls. That's Ledzianko. There's a shot, bad angle, taken by Kip Ledzianko. I won't say it gave him any trouble, Z, but he had to make a save on that. He couldn't just glove it like it was playing baseball.
Yeah, there was no traffic. That's an easy save, and I do think, again, that's the end of a long shift there. Procopio made a good shot block there. I don't know if that was a good shot selection with the man in the lane like that. Maybe thought he could sneak it through there. McTavish, I think it was, but I think that last shot on goal was just, let's shut this down, get another offensive zone face-off.
But what I will say about that, I saw a little offensive life in Birmingham on that shift.
I agree. There was some tape-to-tape stuff in there, a little bit of cycle, which looked really good.
But remember, the Twins were on the ice when that was happening. They can pass the puck to each other in their sleep. I don't know who's going to go out for Birmingham on this after this last media timeout. But a late goal here in the last 5 minutes of this period may go a long way in this game.
It'd be helpful. Get the crowd back into it and silence maybe some of these Havoc fans. What do you think of that?
I like it. I like the noise. I don't care where it comes from. I like it. Good, healthy rivalry. What are you talking about? This good stuff. All right, face off in the Huntsville zone. Clark and Romeo out defensively for Birmingham. Kozarev, Glover, and Rose. Up front, looks like Charlie Riss defensively for Huntsville. Off the draw, though, Connor Fries tips it behind the net, picked up by Glover. Maybe a little interference call goes unchecked there. Huntsville has the puck, tried to clear and does through center ice. Ryan Romeo, near side for Clark. Glover had it poked away from him, sent right back into the Bull zone. Kind of like keep away right now from each other.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, one thing that you just noticed down there in the offensive zone, he's not going to make these ticky-tack calls. There's no Hudson Bay rules going on right now, but there's a couple ticky-tack things he could have called there that he didn't.
All right, timeout. We're in Alabama. You got to explain what Hudson Bay rules are to these people.
Well, it's almost like
to me too.
Just anything goes, basically.
It's got to be obvious.
Yeah.
To make a call at this point, you got a good hockey game going. Let the players decide. I think the referee's doing a phenomenal job.
I think so too.
Off the draw, played Birmingham's Romeo, taps it, gets it out. Kozarev has it. Had Glover streaking, couldn't get in the puck. Larson knocks Kozarev off the puck, has it. It's poked away from him by Glover again, who clears it through center ice. Havoc player going down behind the play.
Good play by Larson in the neutral zone.
Yeah.
You know, Kozarev really underestimated the reach on the wingspan of that big boy there to make
Buster
that play.
Larson is a big, long, lanky fellow who's got a shot like you won't believe when he unleashes it. Problem with him is he doesn't seem to do it enough, which is the problem I had with Nikita Kozarev last year for Birmingham. Olenek does a good job, keeps it in. Olenek has the puck, sends one off the arm of Mike Gillespie. Played in the corner behind the net. Gervais has it. Comes free to center ice. Whipped into the Bull zone where Matthews will pick it up. 3:15 to go, second period. Still tied at 2. Gillespie has it. Cross-ice pass off the mark from Olenek. McCabe will drop it off, and Huntsville will start to play in their own zone. Can't get it out. Gillespie, a good job forechecking, keeps it alive. Higgins going in after it hard. Comes near side to McCabe. He can't clear it past Ledzianko. Fighting hard, gets it back to McTavish. There's a pass for Dorsey, takes a shot, save, rebound loose, cleared the length of the ice by Huntsville. This one will be icing. As Matthews picks it up, kind of took a chop there from Elksdam, a little here you go, but face-off will come back into the Huntsville zone.
That was a nice little feed by McTavish there, right? Like he's in a shooting lane, but he dishes off, and then even Dorsey, when he had the opportunity to shoot, he waited till the guy slid out, let the defender go by him, and took the shot. And there was a little traffic in front for rebound, so that was well executed.
I will say this, the Ledzianko twins' parents are back in Belarus tonight. They're watching. They can't understand a word we're saying, but they're watching. One of these nights I'm going to get to the twins before the game starts, and I'm going to learn a phrase or two in Belarusian and say hello to them. But they are watching. We've got Australia listeners and Belarusian listeners tonight.
All over the globe, Jody.
Brierly takes a shot deflected by the defense of Huntsville behind the net. Procopio has it taken away by Ledzianko. Behind the net for McTavish. Now Glover comes in. McTavish goes down, centers a pass. Back at the blue line is played for Brierly now. Penalty coming up on Huntsville. The first of the game as it's touched up. I believe this is going to be a trip or a hook, one of the two on McCabe. With 2:05 remaining here in the second period of play, a trip on the call, and I believe it's going to go to McCabe. First power play of the night for either team. It'll be interesting to see what kind of a power play unit is set up. I wouldn't be surprised if you see the Ledzianko twins along with Kozarev at some point during this power play tonight.
Well, I think, a big part that made this play happen was the cycle down low and McTavish with the reverse hit to keep the play alive, and then he tried to beat it. Well, he did beat the guy off the boards, and that's where the call was, but I don't think he expected that reverse hit.
Fries risk, and I believe that's, you can't see who the other defense is for Huntsville, but out for Birmingham. Taylor Brierly and Mike Gillespie. Huntsville wins the draw, and they'll skate it out and just tap it into the Bull zone. That's Robbie Fisher. Stewart plays it around the boards. Rose has it, and he'll drop it down low for Brierly. Brierly will step out and skate away. Has Sinclair and Glover with him. He'll drop it back for Gillespie. Far side, Rose brings it in. Drop pass back. Brierly has it. Return for Brierly. Gillespie near face-off circle. Down low, it's played in front. Score! Beautiful play. Right to Carson Rose, and Birmingham regains the lead at 3-2.
You know, Jody, if you could draw that up any better, I would dare you to do that. You know, they've worked on this. This group of players played together, most of them last year. You look at that breakout, you look at what they did in the neutral zone, you look at that zone entry, and the tic-tac-toe from the top of the, right out the top of the blue line, down low. That was textbook. That was a beautiful goal.
What a pass by Glover. Right through the crease. Goaltender didn't even know it was coming through, and Rose was the only one there. He had no issue tapping that one in. That one a late one. 1:27 to go here in the second. Here's
goal scored by number 15, Carson Rose. His second goal of the night. The assist, number 19, Drake Glover, and number 6, Taylor Brierly.
Brierly and Glover on the assist as Birmingham's Ledzianko has it in the Huntsville zone. They'll try and take it away from him. Now his brother drops it back for Romeo. Slap shot off the leg. That one had to hurt. And another one off the leg. Huntsville's getting pounded. That was Reginato and Elkston getting the worst of that. Near side Romeo. We're back at 5-on-5 hockey. Birmingham buzzing. There's a shot by Clark from the point. Save now. McCabe takes down a bull right in front of Robinson. Now here we go. I didn't see who was taken down, but the stick got up. Now here comes Larson and Reginato jumping McTavish. You gotta call that 2-on-1 situation, punching. Larson did McTavish, who took the high stick to begin with. It'll be interesting to see if anyone comes out with a man advantage here.
See Fry's limping off after that big block you called it,
yeah.
man. That didn't feel good from where I sat. And, you know, unfortunately, we had one of our players tied up with theirs, and the stick of our player, I think, went across the throat of one of our players skating through that melee to start that.
Now McTavish being escorted to the penalty box, I have no problem with that, although let me make this clear. He got mugged in front of the net. What do you expect him to do, pat somebody on the back and say thank you? But surprisingly, after praising the referees, no call on Huntsville. They'll come out with a power play. That's not good. I'm sorry. That is just missing a call. He was mugged in front with a high stick. Then when he stood up, he got attacked by both Larson and Elkston, and nothing called on Huntsville.
Well, and again, I think that high stick was just, he hit some friendly fire because we were tied up. Our player with their player in front of the net, one of their sticks got up in the air. He skated through it. It wasn't a deliberate attempt to mug him, I don't think.
Off the draw, Birmingham has it. Higgins tries to get it out. He did get it out of harm's way. Back at the blue line is played. Huntsville on their first power play of the night. Brierly has it, curls away from one, banks one off the boards, and out down the zone.
What a really nice play by Brierly there. Good footwork, good hands.
Jeremy Gervais behind his own net will bring the power play up through center ice. We're under 30 seconds to go here in the second period. Elkston tips it past Carson Rose. Brierly in there. Breaks put on by Elkston. He'll get it back at the point for Gervais. Looks like Janic is going to quarterback this power play. A pass tipped aside by Brierly as it was going down low off the corner. Now Janic plays it back, nobody there, and he clears his own zone, and that'll do it for the second period of play. As the horn goes, the buzzer sounds. 1 minute and 8 seconds will remain on this Huntsville power play that will string into the third period. But Birmingham, the last 10 minutes of that second period, started to take control of the game because Huntsville had it before that.
They did. They were all over us in our zone. There was an opportunity there where we had a really good, solid break out of our zone, had a good opportunity on goal, coming through the neutral zone tape to tape with about 5 really good passes, and then I think we just fed off of that. We had 2 or 3 really good shifts after that and kept it in their zone.
Do you remember the shift I said that was a good shift? We had the pressure on. It didn't work out. From that point forward, it seemed like the offensive zone, especially for us, was in play, and we did get that go-ahead goal. 3-2 now off the power play goal for Birmingham off Carson Rose, second of the night. And the shots on goal at one point were 20-9 in favor of Huntsville. Right now, 25-21 after the end of the second period of play. So I'll ask you this, former coach. What's going on in both the Huntsville and the Birmingham locker room now as we get set for the final 20 minutes in a very close, hard-checking hockey game?
I mean, with Huntsville, I think you got to start with we're in a good spot. We're on the road. We're only down by one. We've got a power play to come out. Let's tie it up. And in the Birmingham, in the Bulls locker room, let's go out and get the kill. Let's first of all win the draw, dump it deep. Let's kill about 15 to 20 seconds off the clock so then they're under a minute. Once they break out and get into your zone, get that kill, get some momentum, and just we got to play better in our own zone. We've got to get a handle on where they're going. Like, these guys are flying all over the zone, and we just got to get on them. So I think, much to what Simmer said after the first period about that defensive zone play, they've got to address that again in between this period.
They're going to have to double down on it because Huntsville's going to come at them with everything they got forechecking-wise.
They will, and they skate well.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a good skating team. They've always been a really good skating team.
This is a very good hockey game, folks, no matter who you're pulling for tonight. Both Huntsville and Birmingham playing hockey the way it's supposed to be played. Nonetheless, we're at the end of 2 periods of play. We're going to take a break. After the end of that first period, we really didn't have a break, and I need to run downstairs very quickly. Give us about 10 minutes, maybe 12, and we'll be back with you. 3-2 Birmingham at the end of 2 periods of play. You're listening and watching Birmingham Bulls hockey. Welcome back to the Pelham Civic Complex. Jody Chernesky here along with Mike Zaruna as we are about to start the third period play in what has been anything but a bad hockey game. This is one of the best opening night games I think I've ever seen. Last year between these two teams, Zeke, was very good. This is beyond that.
Yeah, I was actually last year, it was probably the same day or the day after my grandbaby was born, and I remember watching this game in the hospital on a laptop, and it was a good game, 2-1. This is very similar. A couple really good goaltenders going at it. Both really good skating clubs with a lot of skill. Should be a good third period.
Remember, 1:08 is remaining on the penalty to Troy McTavish. So another minute and 8 seconds of power play time for Huntsville, unless another call is made, which is possible, or a goal is scored. But hopefully we'll be able, like you said, to kill this thing off, at least win the draw and skate 20 seconds or so off the clock and get a good start to this penalty kill. But I do believe we're going to see all of Huntsville that we saw in that last half of the first period and first half of the second period. I think they're coming after us.
Well, they have no choice. They want to win the hockey game.
All right, as we get set for action, it looks like Finstrom is on the ice. Had a great night so far for Huntsville.
He seems to be all over the puck, does he not, in the offensive
He's everywhere.
zone?
He's by far been their best player. And I've been surprised with Reginato tonight. Usually he's known for the fisticuffs. He's played good hockey tonight for Huntsville.
He's won a lot of draws.
Yep.
Playing very solid.
Brierly on defense for Birmingham with Romeo to kill this penalty. Off the draw, Sinclair wins it back to Romeo, who banks one off the boards into the Huntsville zone. Under a minute to go now in power play time. Charlie Risk banks one off the boards, came right to Sinclair, who couldn't get it out though. Kept alive by Reginato. Romeo takes it away and clears down the ice. Set up there by Robinson for Risk. He'll drive it back on his defense for Larson. Quarterbacking the power play. An offside is called. And along the far boards over there, I believe that was Cole Reginato that stepped in before the puck.
Yeah, he got a little impatient there. I don't know why he would. I mean, they had all kinds of room, all kinds of time and space with the puck carrier. There's nobody pinching up on him, so just a real fortunate play for us.
34 seconds remaining of power play time for Huntsville. Face-off just outside the Birmingham blue line. Glover on the draw for Birmingham. Reginato for Huntsville. Huntsville control.
Another face-off win by Reginato.
I'm telling you, Huntsville has controlled the face-off tonight. Birmingham does clear the puck. We're down to our last 25 seconds of power play time. Huntsville is really strong on the draw as Finstrom brings it in the zone again. Tries to get around Matthews. Does. Cuts in front. Save made. Puck loose behind the net. Finstrom is just all over the place. Now it's taken away nicely by Glover with 10 seconds to go in the power play. He clears the puck down the ice.
He showed a lot of good wheels coming in. He tried that little chip shot on, I think he tried to go short side. Stewie had that cut off.
Birmingham has killed the penalty. We're back at full and even strength. Fisher tips it in deep. John is going in after it. Birmingham catches up with it first. Now that was Ledzianko takes the shot, easily steered aside by Robinson. Rebound comes to his brother, who avoids the check, but the loose puck picked up by Huntsville.
Not a bad call to put that puck on net. He had a guy going to the net, just probably didn't want to hit the blocker.
Puck deflected into the Huntsville zone. Birmingham will have a wholesale line change. McCabe banks one through center ice off of Janic, and as Birmingham's Brierly touches up, icing is the call on Huntsville.
Yeah, Jody, you made that call. I've been really impressed by Finstrom.
Yeah.
All over the ice. Looking for a little bit more out of Larson. I know he's scored a lot of goals last year in only 38 games, but seems kind of like the sleeping giant right now. Let's just let him sleep, shall we?
Well, I know Connor Fries, who's out there now, he'll take the draw for Huntsville. I was very impressed with him last year in Fayetteville. I mean, this kid can play hockey. I would like to have had him here. So we'll keep an eye out on Connor Fries and Finstrom. There's no doubt they're going to figure into this somehow. As Romeo has the puck for Birmingham in his own zone. Steps ahead. Nice pass through center ice for Sinclair. Olenek with it.
Go.
Yeah. Puck bounces off their stick, though, and a nice play defensively by Gillespie, or else it's a 2-on-1 for Huntsville. The Havoc have the puck, and they'll send it around the boards. Kyler Matthews can't get it past Allen. Now Brierly takes a hit. He goes down. Loose puck picked up by Huntsville. And it clears the zone as it jumped across the stick of Charlie Risk.
It could have been ugly with Brierly. You didn't see that guy coming, right?
Yeah. And he turned his back, and, well, he's okay. Back along play now. Centering pass out in front. Looking for Posa off the mark. Birmingham has it. That's Brierly at center ice. Gives it up for Kozarev. He'll hurry in after it. Kozarev, a centering pass that's chipped away by Charlie Risk and cleared by Huntsville through center ice.
You know, that play doesn't happen if Brierly doesn't take that puck off the skate like a champion.
Yep. Brierly's had a heck of a game tonight. Huntsville has it, though, in the Birmingham zone. It's Reginato through the slot. Knocked away by Rose. Puck into the corner. Played there by the Bulls. There's a centering pass through the slot. Missed the mark off the stick of Reginato, who has the puck. Reginato cut through the slot. Takes the shot. Just whistle wide. Rebound loose. Elkston scores. It laid right there to the left post of Stewart. Nobody out of Belize saw the puck except for Elkston, who hammered it in. And we're tied up at 3 once again.
Yeah, I don't think Stewart had any idea where that puck was when that went in the net.
You know, I've always thought the first save is on the goalie. There shouldn't be a second shot. Your defense should move the puck, right?
Yeah, we had a man down in the crease for some reason.
Either way, the loose puck laid right there at the post, and he only had a couple of feet to hammer it in, so that was an easy one. 16:25 to go, and we're tied at 3. Draw. Huntsville once again controls. Here's the call.
88, Phil Egstum. The assist, number 78,
Pat's
Cole
having a rough
Reginato,
night.
and number 2, Dominic Prosopa.
He's having a rough night. I'm sorry, Huntsville fans, if you're listening. Our PA announcer is one of the best in the league. I just didn't get a chance to talk pronunciation before the game with him. There's a deflection in front. Ledzianko. His goes wide. McTavish tries to keep it in. Does. Sends it behind the net. Gervais has it, backhands one. Ledzianko, a good play, kicks it behind the Huntsville net, but the Havoc do clear. Matt Clark puts it right back in. I'd say the next goal was a big one, but who knows? We could have 7, 8 more. And Allen drops it back. Here comes Finstrom. Look out, he's quick. Has the puck near face-off circle, cuts behind the net, wrap around. Save made by Stewart. Wow.
You know, one of the things you want to do with these guys is slow them down, take some of their ice away, and when you have 2 D-men who didn't have the gap control that was needed there because they didn't have anybody who had flown the zone or stretch, our D-men were caught flat-footed, and a guy with that kind of speed is going to do that all day.
You know what I haven't seen from the Bulls defense that I really would want to see? Is I want to see somebody, when they try to dance around our defensemen, just hammered into the board. Just ride them. Break the glass with them. Off the draw, Huntsville again controls. That's Doug Elston with the puck. Tries to get away from Romeo. Takes a shot loose to the side. Steered aside now by Birmingham, and they clear. That goal has given a little extra step to Huntsville, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think it has, and I think we're going to have to pay a lot more attention and detail to assignments in the defense.
Please don't pass the puck through the slot. Please don't do that. Romeo with the puck through center ice, off the mark for Olenek, loose, picked up by Glover. Glover in front. Olenek can't tip it in, right into the mitt of Robinson. That one just tipped. They just couldn't connect on the pass.
Got a good break there in the neutral zone, didn't we, with that puck the way it went?
I mean, they had a 2-on-1 developed for Birmingham, but it looked like the puck just bounced off the stick a little bit before the pass could be made across to Olenek.
Well, and you know, when you bring that up, we've not seen a lot of odd man rushes out here, right?
No.
Like we've seen players like Finstrom go wide, drive the net, maybe beat a man to the net, but from a 2-on-1 perspective, we haven't seen a lot of those. We've seen one breakaway. I thought there was a hook on it. We got lucky that we capitalized maybe 10 seconds later, put it in the back of their net when Kozarev, I thought, was hooked, but just not a lot of odd man opportunities out here. So a couple pretty good hockey teams going at it.
Attendance tonight, 3,914. Looks like more than that to me, if you ask me, but I'll go with it. Okay.
Yeah, it's a great crowd.
It's a great. I mean, I don't even. How many seats are in this building for a hockey game?
I
Just
thought,
a little over 4.
I thought it was 4,100 for capacity, maybe 42. So
Either way,
that could be right.
Either way, it's been a really good action-packed game, as evidenced by the scoreboard, 3-3, 14:46 to go here in the third. Jody Chinesky along with Mike Zaruna bring you the last part of this game. My regular partner Greg Dreveny is coaching the University of Alabama next door. Have no idea what the score is. Off the draw, surprise, surprise, Huntsville controls. That's one aspect of the game Birmingham is going to have to improve in. Loose puck given away by Birmingham, but luckily Huntsville wasn't expecting it. Bulls pick it up. Glover backhands one deep. Around near side, Don Procopio. Behind his own net. Played by Risk. Huntsville will start to play with Larson. Off the mark for Charlie Risk. Comes all the way down to the Bull zone, and icing will be called on Huntsville.
Yeah, this is going to shape up to be a good end here, I think, Jody. These two teams go at it like this. It's always close.
Parker Allison, Taylor Brierly out defensively for the Bulls with Higgins. I believe that's Kip Ledzianko and McTavish. But the line juggling continues for Craig Sinchuk and Kevin Kerr.
And you know, on the back end there, Brierly's having himself a good game.
This may be the best game I've ever seen him play.
I would agree. He's got a couple apples. He's made a lot of good plays.
Brierly had a great exhibition game though Saturday night. I mean, it was evident that he had came to play this season. Buster Larson, down deep. Played along the boards for McTavish. He'll slide it near side for Parker Allison. Into the corner, puck loose, picked up by the Bulls, through the slot. Taylor Brierly can't get around a falling defenseman of Buster Larson. There's a slap shot, goes behind the net. Taken by Parker Allison. Huntsville picks up the loose puck along the near boards as the bodies are flying now. Larson skates away with the puck, and they'll send it into the Bulls zone.
A couple of good body checks there in their offensive zone.
I like what I see from Higgins out for Birmingham. He's laying his body out and taking it to the man, finishing his check. It'll pay off as Gillespie has it. He'll give it up for Sinclair. Drops it far side. Return for Sinclair. Nobody there but Huntsville Havoc players, and they'll skate away with the puck. Now Matt Clark for Birmingham. Gets it away from Jonas. Fisher picks it up, easily sticked aside by Stewart. On the far wall, comes free for Romeo. Birmingham clears. So Lennon taps one off the skate of Palmer. Picked up by Huntsville, and here we go. 12:51 remaining, third period. Score tied at 3. There's a shot goes wide. Picked up along the boards by the Bulls, and now clear. Around near side, that's Drake Glover. Head through center ice, off the stick of Kozarev, picked up by Finstrom. Finstrom knocked away out the puck by Romeo, played behind the net. Matt Allen has it for Huntsville. Get the point for Palmer with it back behind the net. The centering pass for Finstrom, knocked away by Ryan Romeo, and the Bulls just lopped it into center ice to get the pressure off.
There's that 9-iron I was talking about,
Yeah.
Jody.
Now Matt Clark loses it to Finstrom. There's a shot. Steered aside by Stewart. Boy, that Finstrom is slick.
He's slick, and you know, unfortunately, Clark had his stick in the middle of the ice as a left-hand shot facing his goalie.
There's Ledzianko with the puck. Bill Ledzianko dances around one, but can't get around another, and is taken away by Elkston. Near side, it's Charlie Risk. He's knocked off the play by Dorsey. Still has the puck though. Risk has it. Cut through the slot. Far face-off circle. That one just goes wide at the near post. Vito Poza takes a slap shot. Score.
Oh, that's through a bunch of traffic there, and you know Stewart didn't see it.
Well, every goal Huntsville's had has been a result of bodies in front of Hayden Stewart. If you can't clear his line of sight, that's going to happen.
A lot of that high slot, they're playing a lot of possession, coming off the wall, on their forehand through the high slot, and it ended up in goal number 3, and goal number 4 came off again. He didn't get the shot, but it ended up back to the top at the blue line, and I think 2 of our guys were in the line of sight as that puck went in the net.
Two unanswered goals by Huntsville here in the third period. 8:30 into the third period, and they've taken a 4-3 lead over the Birmingham Bulls. Here's the call.
Benito Posa. The assist, number 89, Jeremy Gervais, and number 2, Dominic Procopio.
Procopio and Gervais on the assist. Posa with the goal with a shot from just inside the blue line that Stewart never saw. Bulls cleared into the Huntsville zone. They're going to have to put some pressure on now and take some chances forechecking as we're down to 11 to go in the third period. Procopio, captain of Huntsville, behind his own net. Ahead for Johnny. He gets away from Rose, brings it into the Bull zone. Johnny, good save made by Stewart. Romeo.
Jody, that was another play there where 2 forwards up, 2 D-men kept backing up and giving that
they're
neutral
backing
zone away.
into the zone. You're exactly right. Played along the near boards. Connor Fry tips it in for John. It's knocked away from him. Matt Clark for Birmingham gives it to Rose. Rose takes a shot right into the midsection of Robinson, who saw it the whole way and holds on. We'll have a face-off in the Huntsville zone.
You know, it could just be 2 D-men trying to get used to each other and talking, you know, but it's this is a numbers game. If there's 2 coming out and you're 2 back, you don't give them 15, 20, 30 feet of ice to skate into.
Like I said before, I want to see somebody just taken into the boards and separated from the puck the old-fashioned way. Or either stood up right there at the blue line as the puck just trickled in. That's okay with me too. Face off.
We'll go find Ogie Oglethorpe for you. We'll see if that can happen.
Off the draw, there's a slap shot. Again, this one taken off the leg by Robbie Fisher. He's a little bit sore as Birmingham sends it right back in. Fisher coming off the bench. He'll be fine, I'm sure, but I know he's not feeling well right now. Dorsey with a shot. Save, rebound, loose. Did not get in somehow. Unbelievable. That's Zianko with the puck far side. In front for his brother. Knocked away by Huntsville. That one will come back if we don't get back into this game. That one will be the one that we'll remember.
That was a rather harmless looking shot.
Yeah,
too,
it just laid there.
Seemed to bobble and it laid there. I thought it was going in.
Birmingham in front of their own net. Luckily, it comes right to Stewart, who covered. Now Elkston getting a pushing match with Matthews. Now Dorsey comes in. I believe cooler heads will prevail. We're going to have a media timeout here, but that puck laid right in the crease in front of Roberts, who had no idea where it was, and we still got our stick on it, but could not get it
Just
through.
put it wide, unfortunately. I was about ready to put the arms in the air.
Now the captain's talking at the Birmingham net along with the referee. I'm not sure. They're just saying, hey, we got a good hockey game, 9.5 minutes to go, no stupas. I don't know what the ref will say to him. But he pulled them both over. Now he's coming over to grab his linesman. What do you think they're discussing?
Well, you know, I saw behind the play, I saw an errant stick come up in the face of one of the Huntsville players, and I don't know what the lineys can call or can't call. And you know, if the ref would have seen it, I mean, you need to be in control of your stick, but I'm not sure that that's what they're talking about, Jody.
But still, Don Procopio, the Huntsville captain, is still talking with both the linesman and the referee. Where Drake Glover of Birmingham skated to his bench, I don't know.
Well, the good news is it comes out, right?
Yeah.
We had that little get together down by the goal, and their 2 D-men decided to dance in, and now the face-off comes outside the zone.
Face off inside the Birmingham blue line. A little technical difficulty there. The toggle switch got stuck on the music, and I didn't know it. It would not turn off, so I had to kind of reboot that side of the music, so I apologize, but we didn't do it on purpose. We tried to get it to stop, and man, I feel bad. Huntsville leading 4-3, 9:33 to go here in the third period. Faceoff will come up just outside the Birmingham blue line. McGregor Sinclair for Birmingham. Hosa takes the draw for Huntsville and wins it. Elkston puts it back into the Bull zone. Stewart stops it, and he'll play it around the near boards. Sinclair has it. Looks for an outlet. Still holding on to the puck. He's knocked off the play by Finstrom. Loose in front of the Huntsville net. Sinclair will send it far side for Kyler Matthews. Nice pass for Mike Gillespie. Blocker save made by Robinson. Now Sinclair couldn't get the rebound through the defense, and Huntsville will bring it in. That's Jacques Jean. It's 2-on-1. Near side, there's a shot by Posa, goes wide. That's Huntsville's first odd man rush tonight. Now Glover kicks it free, and they'll call a offside. They'll call Glover for putting himself offside. I couldn't disagree with that even more. That's even Glover's looking, what are you talking about?
What a good feed, though, to start that whole play with the shot on goal. I mean, with Matthews making that pass in the neutral zone, tape to tape.
8:48 to go. Birmingham trailing Huntsville 4-3 with the face-off just outside of their own blue line. I don't think a scoring chance would have came out of that play to Glover. It was 1-on-3, but it wasn't offside. Well, they changed it. They brought the face-off outside the blue line. So I guess they recognized we missed the call. McCabe puts it right back in. This one is going out of play, though, off the glass into the stands. So we'll have another draw at neutral ice.
It was about 10 minutes ago you said this was a really well-refereed game.
Yeah,
and now,
you know what?
Now we're just questioning ourselves.
It's my fault, I guess. I did it. But I did say I was pleased with at least the first two periods. But that's not a referee's call. That's a linesman's call.
That's right.
So.
Well, I mean, they're part of that team out there,
Yeah.
right?
Face off right at the center ice dot. Glover for Birmingham. Fries for Huntsville controls. Mason Palmer will send it near side for McCabe. Loses the puck as Birmingham's Parker Allison gives it up for Taylor Brierly. He'll whip it around the boards, and it'll come around near side. Nobody there but Huntsville Havoc players as they'll chip it free back into the Bull zone. Played far side, Nikita Kozarev has the puck. He'll give it up for Ledzianko. Carson Rose sends it right in off the glove. Ledzianko, rebound save made by Robinson. As Phil Ledzianko got in behind the Huntsville defense, and that puck came off the goaltender. He just didn't get enough on it.
I think he shocked that D-man to it, the way he just kind of jumped past him. He leapfrogged right through there, and I think it just shocked the D, and unfortunately he couldn't get it past the goaltender.
8:02 remaining, 4-3 Huntsville with the lead. Face off in the Havoc zone. Romeo has it. He'll chip it around the boards. Played down low, Ledzianko. Centering pass for his brother, knocked away by Larson. That's Ryan Romeo ahead for Kip Ledzianko. Ledzianko with a shot. Sprawling in front of it was Procopio to block it. There's a pass through the crease. Reginato hammers it into the stands. Is that going to be a delay of game? I don't know if it hit glass or not, but he shot it out of the arena, basically, from his own zone. They're discussing it. I don't think they're going to call it, though.
I don't think they are either. I couldn't tell from where
he's
our
asking the other
vantage point.
linesman. It's close. I don't know if it hit the glass or not, but if it didn't, that's textbook definition of delay of game. Looks like it's going to go uncalled. Now, Huntsville's coach is questioning something. I don't know what it could be, but we're delayed here while it's going on.
Everybody clap your hands.
Z, you've been behind the bench. What are they doing?
I have no idea what he'd be questioning right now.
It looks like he's taken Matt Allen off of the ice, off the bench into the locker room. Matt Allen got up off the bench and walked. Well, he's still in the tunnel, so he hasn't been kicked off the ice, but that was odd. He's taking his jersey off, though, and he is leaving.
I wonder if maybe he was injured, took a high stick or something, and he's telling the referee, take a look at this. Nobody saw it on the ice. I don't know.
Clark finally stood Jonich up at the blue line, knocked him off the puck. Birmingham has possession. No call yet on what happened with Matt Allen, but I did see him go to the tunnel. I did see him take his jersey off and go to the locker room. He's putting another jersey on, so maybe there was blood on the jersey.
There may have been.
He's got his second jersey on. I believe that's what it was. But you've never seen a hockey player with blood on their jersey before?
Yeah, you know, with the rules now, who knows? And they're probably just requesting permission to get a different jersey for the player.
Well, I didn't see what number he put on. He normally wears number 20. We'll see if Matt Allen is still number 20 when he comes back. Now, the linesman this is a long discussion here between play. I don't know.
One thing, Simmer and Kersey don't look concerned.
No, they don't. They're not asking for explanations. Face off at the center ice dot. Sinclair for Birmingham, Posa for Huntsville. Loose puck, Birmingham finally has control after a draw as Kyler Matthews sends it near side. Dorsey ahead, deflected in by the Bulls. Played in the corner, Gillespie in after. Olenek comes in to help. Olenek had the puck knocked away from him by Gervais. He goes down, and they're going to call that a penalty. Okay.
He was reluctant to call that,
yeah,
Jody.
I saw him hesitate.
Really terribly about it, but that's a penalty for sure. You can't wrap him up like that.
Okay, if you say so, but I also remember down at the other end in the second period, we had a player mugged, and he didn't call it. But he called the second one now on the night, second power play of the night for Huntsville.
Actually, if you recall the end of the second period, we had two players mugged back-to-back on the same play. Not quite as blatant as that, though.
Olenek will go into the box for tripping. Well, they gave him a hooking call. Nonetheless, it's still 2 minutes. 6:56 to go in this third period, and to say this is a big penalty kill for the Bulls is an understatement. We need Jamie Hicks on the ice to pull his patented shorthanded goal.
Wouldn't that be
Why
nice?
not? Face off to the right of Hayden Stewart, controlled by Huntsville. This is going to be a bugaboo if we don't solve it. Buster Larson back for Charlie Rister goes wide behind the net. Dorsey plays it along the far boards, but not out. Now Larson comes in, knocking people off the puck. Kyler Matthews return. Larson sends it for Elkstam near side. A shot save made. Rebound cleared by the Bulls.
It's a good shot block in the lane there.
Dorsey with the block, cleared the puck. 1:30 remaining on the power play as Huntsville brings it back up the ice. 6:19 to go in the game. Played around the boards. Glover has it. Sends it out of the zone. Look out, here comes Rose. He's got Briley with him. Rose, Briley fanned. His puck was lifted. That's going to be a penalty. It'll be a penalty shot as Briley was taken down from behind. I don't know. I don't think he was in the clear, I'm sure.
He's just calling a trip.
Is it going to be a 2-minute or a penalty shot is my question. The referee standing at center ice. The penalty box door opens, but the puck, I don't know. I don't know what he's calling.
Brierly skated by him, pointing at the center dot, asking him.
See, he called interference, so Reginato will go to the box for 2 minutes. That'll, unless another call is made, Both teams will be 4-on-4 for another minute and 5 seconds, and then Birmingham will have a short abbreviated 55-second power play with 6 minutes even to go in the third period. Now Robinson being checked out by the trainer. Looks like he's having a problem with his right hand. And I see Wilson putting his mask on. Going to have a goalie change for Huntsville.
I know there's a collision. I just didn't see what hit him. Might have been a skate.
He's got blood on his right hand. Wilson has put the mask on but hasn't stepped over the boards yet. Robinson is at the Huntsville bench, attended to by the trainer. You can see he's in pain. He's tilting his head back and forth as the trainer applies some pressure and maybe some sort of alcohol or something. I don't know what they do. Wilson, the backup goalie for Huntsville, standing, watching, waiting on a word. He had his mask on.
Looks like he's just trying to wrap that up. That's his blocker hand, right? Not his catching hand.
Yeah. I don't know. Robinson's mask goes back on. But I know he's not feeling well. He'll go back into the crease, though. Four-on-four hockey. Birmingham with Rose, Glover, Allison, and Brierly. Gervais, Procopio, Jonic, and I don't see who has taken the draw. I guess it's Posa. Either way, 4-on-4 hockey. 6 minutes even to go in the third. Played by Huntsville. Once again, Jonic will skate out with it through center ice. Gives it right back. Jonic curls, loses the edge. Joe Brierly takes the loose puck up. That was a hook right there that didn't go called. Off the glove of Rose back into center ice. Fries has it knocked away from him. Rose picks the loose puck up, and he'll circle back and wait on some numbers. Ryan Romeo with the puck. Gives it to Clark. Gillespie and Kozarev out, along with those two defensemen. Romeo sends it in the near corner. Bounces out. Kozarev! Yeah. Oh, the rebound was laying loose, and Gillespie just tipped it wide. Ryan Romeo with a shot. That one goes through the crease and wide, and Huntsville will clear. That one was a big, big miss for Gillespie. He had it right there with an empty net.
Looked like a D-man stick. What a great drawn-up play for...
There's Kozarev, a save, and score! Nikita Kozarev with a beautiful play, goes in forechecking. Bouncing one right to Gillespie. Fist on the ice. He knows he missed his chance 30 seconds before the end. Makes no mistake then. He buries it. 4-4 hockey game. Good to see Michael Gillespie get that goal. He's been through a lot. Nobody deserves it more. And nobody's happier about it than him. But what a play by Kozarev.
What a play by on the breakout, Jody. You know that's a planned breakout. You know that's coached, right? That's Simmer and Kersey on that breakout to get that play on the goal to begin with.
Kozarev just took the puck away from McCabe, a big defenseman for Huntsville.
Yep.
On the boards behind the Huntsville net, he saw Gillespie and knew he was going to be behind him. He just popped it out to him. And with 5 minutes to go, Birmingham is about to go on a power play as 5 seconds of penalty time remain on the penalty to Olenek. And Birmingham is tied to score at 4. Huntsville wins the draw. Birmingham on the power play for another 50 seconds now as Brierly has the puck behind Hayden Stewart. Brierly waits. He'll skate it out. Fries watches him. Drops it back for Glover, who gives it to Rose. Far side pass. McTavish to Glover. Return. Brierly has it. Lifts it for Sinclair off his stick. They'll keep it alive, though. Rose now has it. Cross ice pass. In front, Sinclair, a shot deflected by Fisher. Now it's loose in the crease, still loose. Picked up by the Bulls. Centering pass for Rose. Takes a shot high and wide to the near post. 15 seconds to go in the power play. Birmingham put the pressure on. Brierly down low to McTavish. Here's Carson Rose. Back for Brierly. Down to 5 seconds to go in the power play. Brierly gives it up to Rose. Glover has it. Huntsville has killed the penalty. They're back at full strength. Save made. Rebound loose in the slot. Picked up by Huntsville, and they killed the short power play, and here they come. Reginato has it. Cuts through the slot. His shot whistled wide. He beat the defenseman and just couldn't hit the net.
What a really good cut by him to the front of the net.
Huntsville brings it right back in. There's Reginato looking for a deflection. It goes wide. Killing that penalty has given them a little bit of energy. Now Huntsville, there's a shot for the point, loose! Just goes wide as Elkstrom had it on his stick. Matthews with a good play to deflect it wide. 3.5 to go. Buster Larson with the puck for Huntsville, sends it far side. Ledzianko has it, tips it ahead. Birmingham has it, that's Higgins. Has it taken away from him, poked away. Higgins will try and forecheck it as well. Can't do it, Huntsville clears. Posa has it. He'll send it in deep. Huntsville on the line chase as Stewart stops the puck and leaves it for Dorsey. Gets away from Posa. Dorsey, it's center ice, now picked up. Posa will bring it right back in. There's a pass looking for Fenstrom. He couldn't corral it. Now it's loose behind the net. Comes free near side. Bulls can't get it out. Atlantic had a shot, couldn't do it. Now Huntsville clears the zone themselves. We're down to 2.5 to go here in the third period, and we're all tied at 4. There's Elkston with a shot, shoulder save made by Stewart, and a good one. There's another one goes by. Stewart steers that one aside. There's another. Steered aside by Stewart. Dorsey takes the puck and just banks it off the glass. That's 3 really good scoring chances for Huntsville. Gillespie.
I know this is a really good hockey club, but my goodness, 41 shots they've given up right now.
Huntsville with the puck in their own zone. Nice play by Rose. Keeps it alive for the Bulls. Rose along the near boards. Nobody there to help. Kozarev comes in. Gervais hit by Kozarev. Kozarev with the puck behind the net. Rose has it. Down low, Kozarev through the far face-off circle, looking for a place to feed. Back to Romeo. Clark down low, deflected by Ledzianko. Rebound just goes wide. Play along the boards in the Huntsville zone. Kept alive for the moment and now cleared finally for Huntsville. We're down to 1.5 minutes to go. Romeo will bring it right back in. Nobody to help him, so he dumps it deep. Don Procopio can't get it past Ledzianko. It's off of his stick and cleared to center ice. Both fan bases really, really enjoying this game, and I am too.
I really enjoyed that shift by Kozarev.
He's an excellent hockey player.
Oh, my goodness. Speed, quickness, hands.
Ledzianko tried to center it up, intercepted by the Bulls. Sinclair. Near side, McTavish. Under 1 minute to go. McTavish behind the Huntsville net, whips it around the boards for Brierly. Brierly gets it down low. Sinclair there, fighting for control of the puck. Had Ledzianko in front. And Huntsville will clear. Near side, that's Larson. He'll just tip it in deep and come off the ice for a change. 40 seconds to go here in the third. We're tied at 4. Parker Allison behind his own netminder, watched by Benito Posa. Off of Posa's stick, Huntsville keeps it in. Elkston with the puck. Gets around Allison, knocked away by Carson Rose. Rose lifts it but not out. McCabe with a shot deflected wide. Brierly banks one off the boards. Birmingham tries to clear, gets past Rose, not out. Now finally, Birmingham clears. We're down to 15 seconds to go as Mason Palmer sends it right back in. Stewart steers it aside. That one looked tricky. Into the corner, 5 seconds to go in the period. Birmingham maybe with one last chance if Kozarev can hurry. We're down to 3. McCabe back. Kozarev's not going to be able to catch up with it, and the horn sounds. And we're through 60 minutes of excellent hockey, tied at 4. Birmingham outshot 42-35. And I believe every bit of those 42 shots were tough shots on Stewart. Every one of them.
And I'll tell you, what just happened there in that last, 25 seconds in our zone is what will give the coaches gray hair or no hair. Because the 4th time was the charm, because the first 3 times we had the puck on our stick, we did not get it out, but we got it out the 4th time. And you're inside a minute in your own zone. Yeah. At the end of the tie, with a tie hockey game, a lot of things just didn't go well for us on that shift.
All right, 3-on-3 hockey here in overtime, 5 minutes. I've been saying it all night long. Do we see the Ledzianko twins out with Kozarev with no defenseman.
I knew that was coming.
You got to score a goal. You got to win this hockey game. It's not a must-win. I know that. But with the crowd we've got here tonight and the efforts from both of these teams, coming out with a win tonight goes a long way when you're on the road tomorrow night in Macon.
Oh, I agree. You're going to see them on the ice. Let's put it that way, right? But you've got the league MVP with 2 goals already tonight, and he almost made a beautiful feed on that last 2-on, literally 2-on-0. And he'll start with, I don't know what that combination will look like, but I do think you'll see the brothers out there together.
Coach Simchuk told me, I shouldn't say this, but I will, 3 days ago, that they did a little 3-on-2 fun just for the heck of it drill. And he put Ledzianko out, both Ledziankos out with Kozarev, and he said it was sick. Nobody could touch the puck except those 3.
Well, so if you had all that inside intel, why didn't you just say it and say that that's probably
I've been
who's gonna
waiting
start
for it.
next
I
period?
haven't seen it tonight, though. Right now, it looks like Birmingham's going to send out their old veterans. The Gillespie is out with Taylor Briley, who's had by far his best game ever as a Birmingham Bull tonight, and Kozarev. I have no issue with that line right there.
No, and you won't. And I think you're right about Briley. I was really impressed with his game tonight. He was all over the ice, making great plays, heads up.
He's been my number 1 star tonight. I know Rose has a couple of goals, but Briley has played incredible tonight from the back end.
Well, it was Briley that jumped up on that play with Rose and got interfered with, right?
All right, here we go. Face-off at center ice to start this overtime. Bulls control the face-off. I haven't said that all night long. With the puck, Birmingham being harassed in their own zone. Kozarev will come away with the puck from Brierley. This is going to be an icing call. No, it's steered aside by the netminder. Picked up by Charlie Risk of Huntsville, and here they come. Possession is key, and he'll curl back in his own zone. He'll wait for the right look. Drops it back. Finstrom drops it. That's Matt Allen wearing number 4.
Very fortunate there. Finstrom beat our man to the net. Oh, my goodness, I was fortunate.
I had to check, do a double take. Wearing 4 is Matt Allen for Huntsville. He had to change his jersey for number 20. Birmingham with 4:10 to go here in the overtime has the puck behind their net. That's Brierley. Has Glover with him along with Carson Rose. Still stuck behind his own net as Janic watches him. He banks one off. Center ice is picked up by the Bulls. Look out, Elkstrom had it. Doesn't know where the puck is. He thinks it's at the linesman's feet and it's in the Bull zone. Behind the net is played by Huntsville's Janic. He has McCabe in front. Backhander by Janic. Save made. Rebound loose. Steered aside by Stewart. Whoa, that was close.
And Brierley's leaking oil. He's got to get off. There we go.
Brierley has been on the ice for 1 minute and 40 seconds of this overtime. 1:30 seconds. He's got to get a breather. Olenek out now with Romeo and Carson Rose. Rose will step out, gives it near side off the boards to Olenek. Look out, it bounces off his stick. Charlie Risk with the puck. Takes a shot off the post. Rebound comes free all the way far boards. That's Carson Rose has it. Romeo with him. Rose just going to send it into the near side. Nobody there for Birmingham. Easily picked up by Elkstam. Look out. Here comes Buster Larson. Breakaway. Backhand. Save made by Stewart. The save of the night. Huntsville still with the puck, though. Phil Elkstam with the puck. Watched by Olenek. He'll curl back and just wait and set the play again. Wow. That should have been a goal.
And, you know, I mentioned something about him earlier.
Oh, that's a penalty. There's no doubt that's a penalty on Ledzianko as he took down Gervais, who had a step behind him, who would have been gone. So now we're going to be 4-on-3 hockey. As Phil Ledzianko goes to the penalty box, he got his stick and escape. That's a good call even in overtime.
You got to make that call.
Yeah, you have to. It was behind the play. It was behind the defense. So 2:44 to go in this overtime. Birmingham is going to be down a man 4-3 in skaters as the trip goes to Ledzianko. I don't know who's going to win this game, but I know that there's still a hockey game going on right now because of that last save by Hayden Stewart.
Well, and I do think you called that one off the post. I thought it went off his blocker. I might have seen it.
Maybe it's off the side of the net. I didn't think he made that stop on that shot. I may be wrong. I mean, my eyes aren't the way they used to be anymore.
You're a lot older than I am, Jody. So
a lot older? What are you talking about, a lot older? from one man in his 50s to another man in his 50s. That's not a lot. That's the same decade.
That's pretty close, isn't it?
Yeah, it's close enough. Either way, 2:44 to go in this overtime. I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know this. We better be ready, and Huntsville's coming after us right now. Larson, Finstrom, Elkston, and Charlie Risk out for Huntsville. They're 4 skaters. Birmingham will counter with McTavish, Dorsey, and Romeo.
Who better to have on a clear-cut breakaway than Larson, right? What a big save. What a big save by Steele.
Larson would have been better off just firing the puck like a la Wayne Gretzky used to. Just shoot the puck. Don't come in and do a simple wrister. He should have just fired it from the slot. Face off to the left of Hayden Stewart. McTavish for Birmingham. Off the draw. Still loose in that face-off circle. Kick free. McTavish can't get it out. Glove by Risk. Backhand a nice pass over. Far side return for McTavish. Risk. Larson had it bounce off his skate. Birmingham couldn't corral. Larson. Down low it's played. Finstrom scores. He just turned and fired a shot, snap shot, right over the right arm of Hayden Stewart. Not a lot Hayden could do about that. That's just an excellent shot, G. That had eyes.
That's a good shot. You know,
Yeah.
Larson just skated through his line of vision, and, you know, I mean, what do you do? And I'll tell you, you're talking about whatever stars of the game, and I know they scored 5 goals, but on 45 shots, and Stewie stood really tall on a lot, made a lot of big saves that probably, you know, in a week or two, he won't have to make because they'll button up on some of this defensive stuff that was pretty glaring tonight.
The great thing about it is this is game 1.
Yeah.
There's time to make adjustments. We're not that far off. Huntsville's a very good hockey team, and they gave up 4 to us. It wouldn't surprise me at all to see these teams later on in the year fighting for something.
Well, Huntsville had me fooled in the first 10 minutes. I didn't think they were as good as they showed the last 50. So, good hockey club.
Either way, we've witnessed a really good hockey game tonight, the opening night of the hockey season. Tomorrow night, Birmingham is off to Macon. You know, I was talking with Craig Simchuk as well, and every team in this league is going to be better this year than they were last year. Macon and Knoxville, prime examples. Macon has new ownership. They're going to bring in better coaching and better players. And Knoxville was so horrific last year that they literally had players skate around in front of the Birmingham bench screaming at them, "Leave me alone, I haven't skated in 8 months." That's what kind of players Knoxville have. They won't have that this year. You better be ready to play your A game every night is my point.
I agree. I think the ownership change is definitely going to help in Macon. You know, they need something credible there that they haven't had in the past. And, you know, I've been to Macon. I think you have too. Not the most beautiful city in the world. If you gave me Birmingham or Macon to go to, I'm probably calling Kersey and Simmer and saying, hey, I'd love to come to Birmingham. But
I've got a
just my
great
opinion.
story about Macon that I can tell you when we're off the air. But, yeah, I've been to Macon a few times. Okay.
I don't know that I want to hear it, Jody.
Yeah, I might as well tell it to you. Why not? Okay, listen. It didn't come out. Good guys did not win, but we did get a point out of it. We went to overtime. Huntsville gets the extra point. I hate 3-point games, but it is the way it is. Huntsville with the win. Birmingham with the overtime loss. We got something out of it, just not what we wanted out of it. That's all I can say about it.
Well, it's game 1,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Plenty
you
of
know,
time.
we came out. I liked our first 10 minutes. After that, I think our guys got a little bit somewhat frustrated with the speed and with the response, let's say, and the momentum that the Havoc had. And, you know, to recover and come back and tie this game, to go to overtime after
excellent.
being down, that showed some resilience there. So, you know, there's a lot of things they're going to work on. But, again, it's game 1. If this is game 15 or 20.
If we're in January, February.
Different story.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about our defense.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, that's the only thing I'm worried about right now is what's going to happen with our defense. We got to make some changes. It's clear.
Well, and when you say that, you mean our 5-man unit inside our defensive zone and where we're going, what we're doing, how we shut plays down, and how we take, you know, the man in front of the net.
Exactly.
Right?
100%.
Yep.
I have no issue beyond our own defensive blue line. They played well.
Yep.
Back behind it in front of the netminder, that's a different story. And I know it'll improve. I know the coaching staff's good enough. They see the same things we do, and they'll make the right adjustments. and it'll be a great hockey season. If any indication was what we saw tonight, I'm looking forward to the rest of this season.
Well, think about it. You know, you've got the goaltender of the year last year in the league.
Yep.
I thought played a really good game. You got the guy that won the MVP last year, scored 2 goals and almost had an apple there with Brierley coming across. You know, a lot of good things out there. And think about that power play. We talked about the breakout and the goal. I mean, we didn't see a lot of 5-on-4 action
No, there
for the
was
Bulls
very
tonight.
little, yeah.
So that's a good thing. We saw that 4-on-4 breakout that didn't lead to a goal on the bank on the corner.
Yeah.
With Kozarev, and then eventually Kozarev made a great play, stole the puck, and they scored. So a lot of good things that they can look at. But unfortunately, as coaches, what coaches tend to do is they tend to go right to the film and look at what didn't work. And
there'll be some screaming and yelling, I'm sure, in the locker room.
I don't know about that. I don't.
I do. I went into the coach's office today, 3 hours before the game, and they were screaming and yelling.
Well, hey, they're just getting guys ready, getting them
There
pumped.
the only person there, it was me.
Well,
I was the one they were yelling at.
Something about your something about your personality.
Okay, hey, Mike, listen, I really enjoyed you coming up here tonight. I really did. We had a lot of fun. We play off each other because we know each other, and you know the game of hockey better than I do. Your insights were great, and I enjoyed it. You helped me out a lot.
Well, listen, I enjoyed it, and you know what? It was a real treat and literally an honor on Hicksy's night to do this,
no kidding.
right? So, you know, whenever you just let me know, whenever Drev's unavailable, give me a week's notice, and I'll come up here and sit here and do this
got
again.
it. Promise?
Promise.
Okay. All right, that's going to do it here tonight from the Pelham Civic Complex. Good guys don't come out on top, but we do get a point. Huntsville takes the win 5-4 in overtime over the Birmingham Bulls. For Mike Zaruna, I'm Jody Cherneski. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Until next week, next Friday night, when guess what? Evansville comes back to town, the team that broke our hearts last year. Let's see what we can return then. Thanks a lot for joining us, everyone. Good night.